Elkie was waiting to come back to the final table.
Radar hold stings. Oh my God.
Michael Adamo is the best.
There's an echo issue. Let me know.
Good afternoon and welcome back. How you guys doing today? I see you all in the YouTube channel chat. Good to see everybody once again. It's Tuesday. It's time for the Super Millions final table. You guys know the drill. The best online tournament going in the business, the best crushers, the wildest amounts of gamble. I am here to break it all down with you today. And today's guest, I tell you what, I am psyched for today's guest. Stepped in last minute, gave him the call last night. He stepped up to the plate. He was ready to go. An absolute crusher. I've interacted with this gentleman a little bit in my, here and there, but I've never been able to sit down with him, chat with him, talk some poker strategy. The man has just gotten it done this last year and a half, and before that as well. Got to welcome in Chance Kornuth. Chance Kornuth. He's
Thanks,
here,
Kevin.
man.
I'm happy to be here.
Dude, we made it happen, man. Welcome to the show. How you feeling here at the start of 2022, a couple months into the year?
I'm feeling good. I've won two things, got second in one, bubbled the final table, and played a bunch of 10Ks and 15Ks, and I'm still stuck a bunch. But it's been a pretty fun year. Winning live tournaments is awesome.
I've been following you on social media for a while, and there's some poker players that just get it done consistently, and you've gotten it done, man. You're racking up the W's. I can actually see behind you there's some trophies there lingering in the background. Maybe we can touch more on those later. Oh, there we go. The trophy case is full, man. Awesome. Thank you for joining us on the show. Excited to jump into you in this show right now. Let's check out the final table, see what's happening. We got some big names that have made this final table once again, and here we go. Cards are in the air right away, not wasting anybody's time. Here we go. Final nine, Super Millions final table. Let's kind of go around the table here. Any names? Oh my goodness. Check out the big blind. Daniel DeVoris here, Canadian crusher. Again, it just final tables this thing. It seems like almost every single week. We haven't seen him make a big push to the top three or anything recently, but he seems like he always finds a way. So Daniel DeVoris is the first name that kind of pops out to me. Who else kind of, sparks your attention here, Chance?
Andres Nemeth is the one that comes to mind the most. Someone that's definitely gotten the best of me historically on online poker. He's just super tough and aggro, and when I put in chips, he has it, and when I fold, he doesn't. So he's been super tough for me.
Justin Bonomo as well is another big name. Andres Nemeth, he got second in a show just a little while ago. He's an absolute crusher. Justin Bonomo, another big name. Elio Fox off the short stack. Mm-hmm. Chris Rudolph, Mark, Nicolo Koch as well. Simon Matz. A couple of the guys I'm not as familiar with as we see pocket aces. And we have a bit of a newcomer to the show. I love that on these Super Million final table shows, we get a bunch of just absolute crushers. M. Billion here with the pocket aces has 12,000 in total cashes on GG Poker, 12K total. So a little bit of less experience, and could be a wild card here at this final table as they 3-bet and take it down with the pocket aces.
And that looks like the only player at the table we don't know their real name of.
Yeah, absolutely. M Billion could be one to watch. All right, here we go. Good to see you guys in the YouTube chat. Welcome back every Tuesday. You guys know the drill. We bring on an awesome guest, break down the poker action. We've had some exciting shows lately. We had Elkie last week, which was pretty fantastic to talk to the French superstar. And here we have a pretty easy defend with the King 6 of clubs from Elio Fox.
Jamming this non-zero as the short stack as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Could see a rip for sure. I think most people lean towards defend. There's the defend, and it's a pretty good flop with the King 6 of clubs. Interesting what the Queen 9 does here, actually. One of these interesting middling hands does check it back. Chance, you've been getting it done in the live poker realm recently, specifically. How much online poker have you been playing the last couple of years?
Very little. I kind of just play Sundays. but I do plan on playing a little bit more online poker in the next year or so. But lately, it's just been a focus on live and, you know, being a dad. My daughter's like 14 months now, so running around and walking, super fun.
That's amazing. That's amazing. 14-month-old daughter. See a bet here from the King 6. Queen 9, pretty close. You got the overs, you got the gut shot, but this board kind of, you know, just favors the big blind in a massive way. After Mark does check back the flop, he does release. I love when the random crushers just show a random hand like the 7-4 of diamonds.
Yeah, me too. I think it's fun.
All right, Chance, I'm going to start offering this proposition to my guests going forward. You know, we're a couple hands in. Do you want to gamble with me? Do you want to bet some real life dollars? I'm going to throw that out to you as an option.
I mean, I can't believe the stream's been on for so long and you haven't asked yet.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think this is our fifth show going. I'm down for anything. You know, there's a couple. You know, how about this idea? We could both, you know, pick a short stack to ride with. $500.
We could run a snake too.
This is true as well. There's many options when it comes to
we can ensure that there's blood that way.
I love it. Chat, who do you got, by the way? Couple hands in here. If you have to pick your winner of the Super Millions final table, I mean, Nicolo with 3.5 million, Justin Bonomo with 1.3 million, going to be a threat. Andres with 2 million. I want Daniel. I want action on Daniel this week because he's come here as the short stack multiple times. I feel like he's going to like break through and go for a massive run at one of these Super Million final tables.
Yeah, I really want to cheer for Andras Nemeth just because, like what I said earlier, but with his position at the table, he's really hard to pick.
I think, do you know what we could do? Give me Daniel and Chris as my horses, and you can take Andres. It's even in chips. It's pretty close.
You know, has that offer worked in the past?
It seems relatively close. Could make it happen. Chat is weighing in on who they think is going to win. HB Stretch has Mark. Okay, a couple different people voicing their opinion. A lot of people saying it's Nemeth's time. Yeah, Andres Nemeth probably one of the biggest threats right now. Mark at 2.5 million.
Doja, like, is in possibly the best seat to take it down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with just only shorties on his left, like when it does fold to him, he's going to have some very profitable opens.
Very sick bluff there with the Queen 3 from Justin Bonomo, turning the 3 into a bluff and getting the better hand to fold. That was a nice play out of the big blind.
That was nice.
Absolutely. A couple of people saying, hey, watch out for Elio Fox off the short stack. Yes, Elio Fox, another killer. I'm more familiar with him. He's made a bunch of like Poker Go final tables in the live high rollers. And wow, Daniel DeVoris here. What do you do with the ace queen? 21 big blinds here, Chance.
Man, that's a tough spot.
Feels really close.
It's going to be like a hinging factor of like who and how Simon Matheson plays. I don't really know too much about his game, but like if he's opening light, then it's probably just the spot you got to take.
Oh, that's a cool like non-all-in 3-bet. Actually does not commit himself either. I was thinking he might shove, but this is kind of a cool play from Daniel DeVoris.
Yeah, I like it, especially since M. Billion, maybe not as an unknown, but a good player would definitely have some like really strong traps there with the short stack shove stacks behind. Mm-hmm. Sevens makes me think it is not really, but who knows?
Something I've been learning is that, like, let's say this is the start of a tournament and you put in a big percentage of your chips, you're probably committed. Like you're not going to 3-bet fold to the size, but at the final tables, the more I look at some spots, people can actually 3-bet or 4-bet a pretty big percentage of their stack and then find the fold, even though they've gone for it. Nice play there. Gets the ace queen suited to fold.
And I think that ace queen suited fold illustrates why you can put in that many chips in fold, is because like if the guy's folding ace queen suited, well, ace queen off doesn't look so good anymore.
Yeah, it was super, super, super strong.
But I assume that if it was like just with one person going all in, he's going to call off, but gives him an option.
Nicolo Koksa, Queen Jack suited. He is our current chip leader. Bit of a wide, not super wide open, a little bit wider than normal under the gun with that big stack. Let's go. I always get excited at the start of these final tables because you never know. We've had shows where the chip lead, like 7 different people have had the chip lead at one point. Last week we had a bit of a domination run by one specific player. And he also, these guys are so skilled, and they're so skilled and they play such good poker, but they also go for it in certain moments, and they take lines and they make plays that like you don't see in the smaller buy-ins as much. There's a lot of creativity when it comes to these guys playing no limit hold'em.
Yeah, I agree.
Justin Bonomo here. No, does not open the ace-5.
I'm interested to see how aggressive Niccolo wants to play here. Like 3-betting small blind versus button is like just obviously like one of the best spots, especially versus number 2. But he didn't really seem to think about it there. I think that's one of the things about like when whole cards are exposed is like you really do feel an obligation to kind of like stay between the lines and like choose the approved ranges, so people don't like over adjust against you.
That's an interesting point. And check this out from M Billion, kind of getting after it. Defends the Jack-6 off on the lighter side, definitely, and then finds the lead on 6-4-4. Now,
I don't think this is getting through. This is going to get raised.
Now Simon has the ace of diamonds. I kind of M Billion, you know, they're coming in. There's a bunch of other short stacks. Just they defend the Jack-6 lead here. Wow.
Not afraid.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if this is smart, but it definitely is brave. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult when like Simon knows he just never has a 4. But he also, like, if he doesn't know the guy, he might be afraid to bluff him off a 6 or like whatever range that he has. So it creates a lot of uncertainty. I think those spots are cool with unknowns.
I love it.
What's the flag? Pardon my ignorance.
What's that?
What's M Billion's flag?
Tell you what, I'm not great with flags myself.
I think I might know. Wait.
I got the answer.
Yeah, I was right. First try, Turkey.
The Turkish flag.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, I'm like from North America. The European flags are all mysteries to me mostly.
Yeah, like I recognize them, but like normally it does take me a couple guesses. I felt pretty lucky to get that one on try number 1.
So M Billion, we've seen them involved a couple times. Raises here, decides to check the flop. Daniel Devoris with a dominated queen.
Yeah, I'm so much more interested by like M Billion than everyone else because everyone else is playing like a solver-oriented game and like never leading the 4-4-6 in a million years. And like it's definitely I like the wild cards a lot more.
Yeah, you have that X factor. You have that. Yeah. Okay, Ace Queen. Can we call the small size? Probably don't want to fold to only 94K. Oh, does release. Daniel Devoris. Chance, I'm a big Daniel Devoris fan.
I am too. He's like super nice guy, like just all around. Definitely.
I had a positive interaction with him at a PCA many years ago, and I was like, you know, this guy just seems like a nice guy. I've always cheered for him. Might be his time. I think this is his 3rd final table I have seen since I've taken over the show. And, you know, he always seems to come in with the short stack. He's had little runs, but he's never made it to the top 3 in my time being here.
What do you expect Mark to do?
Yeah, I was thinking Mark might actually reshove, but it kind of makes sense just to defend a percentage of the time as well. And this is a funny flop because this board's supposed to be good for the big blind, but Elio actually has ace-5 here, which is very strong. Wouldn't be shocked to see Mark lead sometimes. Maybe not this hand, but what do you think about that, Chance?
Yeah, exactly what you said. Like, I do think this is a texture he leads with a pretty high frequency, but I didn't expect this combo to do it that often.
He has found the lead.
Elio just has a hand that like really wants to shove. Like all of his overpairs like are excited to shove. And so like this hand I think is going to play pretty much the same. Obviously he's just going to call when I say that, but
yeah, no, good call, Chance. Elio
Thank
Fox.
you, Elio.
Dude, I mean, we're gonna let the predictions fly here. It's been funny. Me and my guests, I've had Jason Kuhn on, Fader Holds, Elke, Julian Martini, some really sick poker crushers. And even at their high level, I've made a ton of predictions that have been correct and have blundered. Like, it's like, oh, they're definitely going to do this, and they do something completely opposite. So it'll be interesting to see how you hit the mark today.
Time will tell.
Fives. I'm going to make a call here. We're all in.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to want to do much else here. And he just wants to shove so frequently here.
There it is. Hey, what's up to the Danish sausage in the chat? Our mod here. First place today. We're playing for $331,000. 331K USD. Now, Chris here with
these ICM spots, I think, are like interesting.
Oh, calls.
Yeah, I did expect a call.
Big flip. Wow.
Uh-oh.
That is not a good start for Chris.
Then there were 8.
Death
that was
on
who
the
you
turn.
bet on, right?
No, I don't think we locked that in. I was gonna pick Chris Rudolph up on my team.
Now Mark, I really want Mark. Damn it. How do we not get that bet in?
Mark is crushing. Wow, look at that hat. Chris Rudolph.
Had him style. Yeah, I would have bet on him if I knew that was that picture we had of him.
Yeah, he crushes the online world and explores the depths of the jungle as well. He looks like Indiana Jones a little bit. Chris Rudolph, short life at today's final table. I was actually thinking the A7 of clubs might hit the muck there for 23 big blinds. I was a little surprised to see the call, but you thought the call was coming. So explain that spot to us a little bit. Like, it's a lot of chips.
So yeah, from a chip EV perspective, it's like a pretty clear call. But then like looking around at the other stacks at the table, like I didn't see any like 10 big blind stacks. So when he has the lowest amount of ICM pressure, when no one has a high bust frequency, I do think he's going to be calling with that hand a lot.
All right. Well, hey, let's gamble chance here. Let's take a chance. I think we could let's mash out a quick little draft here. Four players a pop.
All right.
Makes sense. You're the guest. Hey, I will forfeit the first pick to you, but we are going to snake, by the way.
I'll take Mark then.
Okay. Chance has taken Mark.
All right. I'm going to write my list too.
All right. Well, book me, Nicola. I'm taking the big stack, 3.5 million. Not a surprise there.
I got to take Simon.
Wow, you're taking
that TTSSON. Yeah. All right.
So now this is interesting. I got Andres at 1.7, 1.5 Bonomo. I mean, chat said Andres. I want Andres on my team as well.
Damn you. I mean, there's just no way I'm taking Bonomo. You should just save him for last. There's no part of me that wants to root for him. So I think Chance and Bonomo have a little history. By the way, let's catch up in this 3-bet pot here as we are gambling on the side. Mark 3-bet pre has bet the flop. Now do we see some continued aggression? They pick up an open-ended straight draw. Jacks, we know a second bet would get the job done versus Nicola for sure here. Yeah, it was such a tough spot to barrel when your opponent's range often turns equity, like 7-8 suited, 8s, 9s, and then like the king X's. So there's not a ton of folds in his range. Yeah.
Nicola probably going to check, seek to show down the jack. Oh, I mean, we can see the cards. We just know how effective like another barrel would have been. But I also understand the check from Mark. Like, you don't really want to bet fold a hand like this. It's super strong with the overcard, open-ended straight draw. Oh, the small block bet from Nicola. It's always tempting, Chance. Whenever you get block bet, like you just want to raise, right? That's your first instinct to punish it.
Yeah, always. People are so much more like used to it now and just have so many more bet calls too.
Nice hand from Nicola. Slightly biased. He's on my team.
Yeah, what a terrible hand. All right, let's keep picking. Is it my turn?
We got 2 each. Take another player.
You got Nemeth. All right, I gotta take Dvoris. I can't let you sneak him in there.
Damn it! I was gonna grab him next.
I was gonna take Nemeth when you took him.
All right. I am going to take the wild card.
Damn it. I was going to take him next.
Give me M billion on my team.
See, and now you're making me choose between Bonomo and Elio, and I just... Oh, man. We're betting 500. Is that what we said?
$500 US.
US? Come on. Let's do Canadian so it's not worth anything.
You're taking Elo. You're not taking Bonomo.
There's no way. I got Elio. I like Elio. He's fun to cheer for.
All right, I got Bonomo. The teams are set, you guys.
I like this. I got Mark Radoja, Simon Madsen. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Matt with all the S's, but Daniel DeVers and Elio Fox.
Amazing. Chance has 4 players. I have 4 players. $500 US. All right. Come on now. I mean, I think we're supposed to remain like slightly unbiased, but this might be our most biased show yet. I mean, we're gambling real life money here.
Oh yeah. It's hard to take emotion out of poker, especially as an observer.
Dude, I love my team. I just wish I had divorce as well. Hey, Luke Allen. Great to see you. Jack in the chat. Darla. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for chilling. Chance, you're my idol from the Philippines, says Mark. Whoa.
Thank you.
Idol. Strong word.
I'm surprised that DeVos didn't bet 9s on that river. I feel like Simon's going to be leading like it's 10x plus.
We're going to see a massive pot here. Jacks versus ace king, cutoff versus button. I think it's all going in, right? We're going to see a 3-bet here from Andres.
Nice. 2 of your guys are going to get all in. Love to see it. Yeah, this is just getting all in 100% of the time.
Yeah, and when you have the jacks here, this is one of the ultimate slam hands here.
Especially versus Nemeth, who, like I said, I feel like always bluffs me, and then Bottom was going to shove, lose the flip.
Here we go, you guys. Big flips. 3 million chips. King in the window.
No.
Oh, my goodness. No. Justin Bonomo finds the jack of spades. Unbelievable. Justin Bonomo. Dead on the flop, finds the 2-outer for a huge swing, and Andres Nemeth is very short now. Chat, Chance, I think it's in like good spirit. I sense a little anti-sweat from Bonomo. I believe there's a story there. You've had some altercations with the man.
Honestly, like I'm sure he's a nice guy in like a lot of ways. I just can't stand him. Like he's like the social justice warrior.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. Quote, I can't stand him.
For everyone is just absolutely ridiculous. Like we were playing this 10K at Bellagio before the 5 diamond, and I 3-bet flop, bet turn, get shoved on, and the guy I had like 200, the guy had like 400, and I asked for a count because with time banks, like it's just a way in order to preserve 15-20 seconds, and he wasn't even in the hand at the table, and within 5 seconds of me calling clock, he's like, floor. I don't think he's allowed to do that. He's not allowed to do that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He went all in. I asked for a count. Like it's relevant to know how much he covered me by or how much he's risking. Like you're just absolutely wrong. Floor ruled in my favor. I ended up calling, sacking the guy with like I 3-bet 5-6 off, but big blind versus button, and then fired twice on ace 5 deuce 2 spades turn 4. And I was trying to bluff off an ace, but when he ripped the turn, I was like, this guy just always has spades. And I ended up calling his 6-7 of spades and got lucky to hold. And he's like, if Paul Campbell was here, he never would have ruled it that way. Never. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I know this is the rule. Paul comes a couple hours later. I'm like, hey, Paul, come here. And sure enough, Paul's like, yeah, of course you're allowed to ask that. And Bonomo like just sat there and like, it was just, I just can't stand his need to.
There's a lot of nice relationships in poker. Honestly, if there's a little bit of animosity, I encourage it sometimes as well. You need like rivalries. Everybody can't be friends. And you guys both play high stakes live. You probably play lots of high equity pots together. So, I like it. I like the honesty. You and Bonomo aren't going to be sending each other Christmas cards anytime soon.
No. And it's funny. Like I actually like pretty much everyone, but that's just, not that one.
Nicola.
Good fold by Simon there.
And that was such a big flip. Bonomo off of 3 million. As much as you're maybe not the biggest fan, we cannot deny Bonomo's greatness in the 2-card world. This is bad for Andres Nemeth here. This is going to be trouble. He finds the ace jack on the short stack and Simon right behind with the pocket kings.
Okay, that's good for the side bet. maybe.
I think all the aces are live.
Yeah. And
yeah, all the aces are live. Andros Nemeth. Some say he's the best. He's found another final table here, and he needs an ace badly. Wow.
Ooh, bad turn.
One of the aces does not count. Needs the ace of spades, ace of hearts, and it is not there. Good game to Andros Nemeth. Another superstar final table for a superstar player. I've really enjoyed watching him at recent final tables. I'm sure we will see him again very shortly. We have some blood. We have some blood. There he is. Look at that. GG Poker winnings 11.7 million. You do not want him at your table, Chance. No way.
No, he's so tough, man. Like, I see him and people play pots, and I'm just like, I wouldn't have expected this in any way. Like, the hands that they show up with. And it's like, I actually really enjoy watching someone like that who plays like a really aggressive style, but also like has a lot of foundation in solver. And like, it's one of the people that I enjoy learning from, since I do like to play a lot of hands. I'm kind of surprised to see that fold there.
From Devoris.
From Mark Radojo in the small blind with ace 10. I think it's like a pretty good spot to like flat. Like Elio can't really like shove wide.
So we see Nicola. I think he's going to open hands like this with the chip lead. Yes. Lines have gone up 25K, 50K. It's funny. We actually I
wonder if Devoris hits him with the 3-bet fold here.
Yeah,
it's a really good combo.
Seems like a good candidate to 280, 285, something like that. Ooh, 288.
Ooh, right in there.
Hey, hello. It's just going to work.
Nice. Very well played there.
I'm just a big Devoris fan, but he's also on your team, and I would prefer not to lose $500 USD.
We could play for Canadian if it'd make you feel more comfortable.
No, we booked it as USD. We booked it as USD.
I mean, USD is not even worth anything in 2 years anyway.
Hey, Baruzzi, good to see you against us. Thanks for the coverage, Kevin. Good to see Chance here too. Have fun. Absolutely. Nice to have Chance on. I've had some nice interactions with Chance over the years. One at PCA, another one. We were both at the same PGA golf tournament, and we just ran.
Oh yeah,
that? Yeah. We were
forgot about that. Yeah,
at a PGA event in Vegas, and we said, "What's up?" But fun times. Mark raises here, out flops Simon from the big blind.
Historically, people would like always check second pair in a backdoor flush draw now, but like once the solver stuff kind of came out, it's like you have such a range advantage that you just have to have a very high betting frequency. So people bet like all their pairs for a similar sizing here.
Queen 8 check calls. Flush does come in the turn. I think this is a check. This middling jack just, I think, wants to see a river. There it is. Yes, I hate reds. Andros Nemeth busted. Big flip to Bonomo for 3 million chips, was on the wrong side of it. He was one of Chat's early picks to take the whole thing down. He just got lucky. 50-50.
I was curious if Simon would turn that one into a bluff there. It is one of the worst hands he lands there with, but it's not like a really good bluffing combo, theoretically.
So you say the word theoretically, which is interesting. You obviously have like a deep understanding of the theory of poker with GTO, but I remember seeing you talk about it, and you're always willing to deviate, right? Especially live. You're always willing to kind of go outside the norm and make some plays that a lot of people might not think of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely an exploit player. Like there's some subtle nuances in live where you can actually just like kind of see if you can have a high degree of confidence whether someone's at the top or bottom of their range. And if you can take out the top of someone's range and assume they're at the bottom of their opening range, all of a sudden you can do a lot more cool stuff. And like online, like timing tells don't really exist so much anymore. Maybe like, especially on a Sunday where like people are playing so many tables, you don't really know. But like maybe at the end of a Sunday when people are one tabling, timing tells might like come back into play. But in general, like online's really tough for that.
Makes sense.
I used to have great like notes on timing tells on certain players, but I think it's something that people are much more balanced on now.
And Billion going for third here. Flop checked, turn checked, winner.
I'm surprised you didn't see about that flop.
And Billion is
I feel like someone who 3X's under the gun and flops a gut shot versus the big blind is going to be c-betting a lot, but maybe I'm wrong.
I like M Billion. I like the energy they're bringing to this final table.
Yeah. So far, he's shown a really low c-bet. The ace queen blind versus blind, and then that one.
Justin Bonomo. Cut off. Man, it's fitting that Bonomo's at this final table. Our first guest that we had was Fedor Holtz. Fedor Holtz had the ultimate God run in 2016, but it was right. Maybe my timeline is a little messed up. But I think it was after Fedor where Bonomo went on his run of absolute ferocity, and he just won everything. I think there's a 1.5-year stretch there where, man, he just found W after W consistently. As I believe we have lost Chance's video for a second here. Unless he's decided to remain very still. Again, thank you guys for joining us here on the GG YouTube channel every single Tuesday. I see a bunch of the thumbs up. If you can do us a favor, drop the thumbs up. Make sure you're subbed to the GG YouTube channel. Helps us bring you awesome free content like this. Chance is going to reconnect. Man, I'm a big Chance Kornuth fan as well. Yeah. Especially the dude just prints so hard. Ooh. 2 strong hands here. Nicola raises the button, flops top pair. Now they do have kicker issues, but still top pair is strong. Daniel divorced with a 10 high flush draw out of position. I think Daniel on this board is probably going to play it a little bit slower. Yeah, exactly. Expecting the call there. King 9/8 is just good for the button. Hey, no problem. No problem. You have returned. Good to see you again. We've found an interesting spot here. Top pair. Does Daniel now bluff with 10-3 diamonds?
Can't imagine he doesn't. I didn't even see the action, but I assume it was defend and check call.
Big bet. That's not going to work. Nicola's just simply going to call. After checking back a king on the turn, it's like this is your best candidate just to call river pretty quickly.
I assume it was raise, call, check, check.
Yep. You are correct. Luke Allen, good to see you as well. Says, how's your streams been recently, Kevin? Good, man. I mean, online poker is tough sometimes. I have been losing a little bit lately. Nothing crazy, but yeah, there it is. The call. Nicola. The chip leader grows with power. So a couple early eliminations already. Also, the pace of play here pretty quickly. Chance, do you like? I'm a big fan of what GG does with the final tables. They just turn the clock off and they play a certain set amount of hands. I think it's really a strong idea. What do you think about that?
I think it's great. I think it's awesome, and especially like the best possible way to do the the time banks. I think is the chess clock that they have here.
Yeah,
like I think it's just perfect.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do have to say, as a full-time streamer, whenever I get to a final table, the delay, like the ability to snipe my hole cards, I think most people are cool. Like it rarely happens, but there's been, it's an extra thing for a streamer to worry about when they, but there's how many, overall for the entire poker world, I think it's such a genius way to run the final table. Me specifically, selfishly, it does worry me a little bit when I'm streaming a final table.
Just because you run the 6-minute delay, you mean?
Yeah. And
I got you. Yeah.
People usually don't. Pocket queens here, Daniel DeVoris. I think Elio's going to defend. Oh, small 3-bet. That is creative.
That's great. I love it. I mean, it's not going to work, but this is really good. And really at least he's giving chips to my other guy,
And now this is an interesting spot I've been looking at recently. Elio's range here is very polarized. He's going to have the top hands. Yes, Daniel just calls, and this was the point I was going to get to. This is something I have just learned recently, that versus these what we call polarized big blind 3-bet ranges, we're going to see the nuts, kings, aces, ace, king, probably not ace, king as much. You're going to see really nutted hands, and then you're going to see like offsuit disconnected bluffs, like king 5 off, king 4 off. And Daniel just wants to continue and keep that polarized range like as weak as it is. So very nice call pre-flop by Daniel DeVoris.
Yeah, that just call really surprised me.
It's definitely was so oh wow.
Wow.
So Elio's 3-bet pre, bet the flop. Does he just shut it down here?
I mean, DeVoris has the 9-10, the queen jack suited, the maybe 6s and 8s, and I probably jam those. This is a spot where I'm actually not super familiar with what the button calling ranges look like. But I have a feeling it might be all over for Elio on that river.
This hand has layers.
Well, I guess like DeVoris has a lot of 9x, so maybe he doesn't have a lot of bluff shows here.
And the other thing is Elio really struggles to rep ace king here as well. He's just going to pile most of his ace kings pre.
Yeah, this is probably over.
Fascinating hand here. If he bluffs, it would be about 40%. We can see it's just not going to work. It would be heroic. Does check. Nice give up from Elio.
Like, wouldn't he just pile like Jackson 10s pre too? Like Elio pre-flop, I mean.
Yeah, his range is just so interesting. 3-betting off of like well, I think he started the hand with like 14 bigs. Daniel DeVoris puts in the top set. And Elio Fox is very short. I don't like his line though. I like his play.
Yeah, that was cool. I didn't like the flop c-bet on that texture just because it's so heavy on the button's range, but I guess like he really has no choice.
Loving it. You guys have any questions for Chance? Make sure to get him in the YouTube chat as well. I'm always staying in touch with you guys. Here's a fun one. Mark says, Chance, who is a tougher opponent to play against right now? Fedor, Holtz, or Ali is a Mervinovich. I can't pronounce that.
That's like not even close. Like Fedor's, he was great, is great, but I think like Ali's just like at the top of his game. And I would be very, very surprised if Fedor is currently.
Ali, saw Ali recently. Wow, Nicola going for it with the Queen 4 suited. Ali was at the Las Vegas Poker Awards, so it was, didn't get to really. Wow, Queen 4 suited raises, gets the Ace Jack to fold from Mark.
It's like the second time I expected like a continue in some fashion, and both times he folded.
Oh, and the chip leader wakes up with aces. And we could see a lot of chips go in here. Blind versus blind.
Oh,
Simon versus Nicola. And tell you what, Nicola is the leader of my team right now for our prop bet. I got to be a fan of this situation.
Yeah,
wow. Simon's going to get stacked here a lot of the time.
I mean, I just don't see how he doesn't. Oh, he might not limp shove versus that size. Maybe he still does. Wow, Elio's so short, actually. He might just call.
Wow, a limp call here would just be a god.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Escape.
Like, these are like really interesting.
Oh,
let's go.
Flops the nut full house. This is nasty. And Simon, oh man, Nicola's, what a turn of events here. Limp calls, flops the absolute stones.
You think nines raise at any frequency?
Probably not versus the chip leader.
I didn't think so either. Someone who has like the capability of barreling it off.
Wow, what a turn check.
What is going on?
What is happening? How is this pot so small?
Now he check raises, right?
On the king, I think the check raise is coming from nines. Yeah.
It's just got to be a check raise card.
Yeah, there we go. Nicola is, of course, going to value bet. And I imagine they're going to go like quite big here. It's going to predict 375. They come for 304. Now, what size do you go with the full house here if you're playing chance?
That's what I was just thinking about. You want to leave a size where like the remainder stack is like clearly well above Elio. I wouldn't be surprised like a million-ish, like a little over 3x.
$1.1.
Yeah, I could, yeah, 1 to 1.1 is what I see.
What a dream spot if you're Simon.
Yeah, the little bit smaller makes sense in a lot of ways, just because you don't have a lot of bluffs, and also the value of getting paid is like pretty high here.
So on this show, multiple times I've said, okay, this hand just needs to call. Like aces with the ace of hearts here. How do you like not pay it off here? I've said that multiple times, but these guys find such sick folds sometimes and sick river spots. I know after checking the turn, I would just probably pay here. We have ace with the ace of hearts. Let's see if Nicola can make a god tier fold.
Just take my 650.
Chat, do you think he's calling or folding? Really, really gross situation. It's one of these spots where it's like you have one of the strongest hands in your range possible. Nicola.
I mean, he has flushes. Wow, these guys are good, man.
So good, man. So good. That hand was nuts as Simon enjoys the pocket nines. Chat said everyone chat said he's going to side call, but Nicola is on a different level. I mean, first of all, we thought more money was going to get in pre, and then after the flop, we're like, oh, aces is just going to double up the nines here, and just doesn't even come close. Just gives them almost no value with their line.
Made an extra 7.5 big blinds post flop.
Man, what a excellent way to minimize the damage from the pocket aces.
Simon's going to be tilted when he watches this stream. He's probably watching it right now.
Uh-oh, big hand alert. Justin Bonomo with the ace king. Nicola with the ladies. Now, they are like the two biggest stacks.
Yeah, I mean, this is such an interesting one with Elio having 6 bigs. I remember a hand like this long ago from studying like some ICM spots, and I think ace king's supposed to call, but then there's not really any other shorties. I don't know. Like, I mean, I would just expect a shove. Like, I'm all in here personally. But like you said, like these ICM spots and some of these spots, the way they play them are often surprising.
I think, big blind's 50K. Bonomo does just call.
Wow. Yeah. I thought that's what it like.
Flops top pair, but is basically dead out of position here. Wow. And this is sick because also Nicola's 3-bet range here is very wide. He has hands like king 9 suited, jack 9 suited, 9-7 suited. No, who knows how wide he's going in this spot as the chip lead. Bonomo just calls out of position, has an incredibly strong hand. He's not going to be worried about this turn. This is bad news if you're a Justin Bonomo fan.
Yeah. I could see it going check call, check fold on like a brick river, just because Nicola is going to have, some ace 8 suited, some ace queen, ace deuce suited. And then, I mean, Bonomo actually has much better hands in his range. He has the ace queen. He has 8s. And his turn calling range is like really strong. I wouldn't be surprised if Bonomo ends up folding river.
Not going to fold yet. Oh, that river brings in the backdoor flush draw. King 10 also gets there.
Watch him just rip it and turn his hand into a bluff and be the best.
That would be pretty sick. That would be super
incredible.
Sick. No, he does not.
No.
Queens. I mean, we're just going for value, of course. Bonomo cannot really have King 10 calling out a position.
I thought he would check, yeah.
I thought queens were going to go for value. Nice hand, Nicola.
If he had queens with the queen of spades, I bet he shoves. But like his opponent can have like ace X of spades and queen X of spades. So I'm not super surprised to see that one.
Good call. Good call. Nicola. Tell you what, I got Nicola on my team with my first pick. He's looking strong. Man, Tuesday afternoon, I always have fun with these shows, but if I can have fun, you know, hang out with Chance and take 500 USD from Chance? Come on now. That would
Hey,
be
you may have Bonomo in the chip leader, but I got 4 guys in.
I got, so yeah, just to reset
Oh,
the
you got
stage here.
M-billion too. You have 3 still.
If people in the chat are saying, what is going on? Wow, 3x raise from Nicola. Interesting. Chance and I did a little draft here to increase our level of gamble. Currently, I have Nicola, Bonomo, and M-billion, and Chance has the other 4 players. Winner takes all, 500 USD. I need this, Chance. I think your net worth might be slightly higher than mine. This is more important for me than you. Nicola doing his thing. I love that. You're the first guest to actively gamble with me. I think we need to make this a more feature part of the show. Yeah, you know, it's the first one that we've fired on. Joe, you guys.
A lot?
Oh wow, all in call. Elio Fox was the short stack. Needs help.
Ooh, 5. Come on, Elio.
Unlucky.
For the fans.
He was just so short. Oh, is that a paint? Is that a jack?
Oh.
No, it's a king. Elio Fox has busted to Justin Bonomo. Good game, Elio Fox. There we go. Elio Fox. Crusher. GGPoker.
That's a great picture of him. That's what he looks like every time I see him.
He does kind of look like, you know, he just is like
he's a mad scientist when I see him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's just like how I like picture him. I'm just
that's
like
a restless individual. He's like, you know, cramming his medical studies till 5 a.m. before he plays poker during the day. Elio Fox, good game. Nice final table. And just like that, we are down to 6.
Hey, Rayanne. Yeah, I am in the same house in Vegas still. Finally done. We've been here for about 3 or 4 years now.
Let's see. M-billion could get in trouble here versus the button open. M-billion is the X factor of this final table. Has barely any results on GGPoker, but this is a fantastic spot for him. Nice. He can just escape, right? Jack 10-3.
Yeah, for sure. Unless Simon comes with like quarter or something, but I would expect him to have a little bit like larger sizing just because he's against an unknown. But even quarter, like I wouldn't be surprised if M-billion folded too.
Yeah, we have ace-9, heart. Bring in Rotterdam and Nanonoko. Hey, I'm big fans of those guys as well. I definitely want to get them on a future show as well. Chance, are you familiar with the previous Super Million show?
No, I haven't watched any of them. I knew that they had to begin, but
yeah. So Nanonoko and Rotterdam, 2 hilariously charismatic, funny individuals, were the hosts forever, and they carried the show for a long time. I always thought they did an incredible job. And I've stepped in recently to take over the reins, and you know, a lot of people are encouraging me to go on, but there is a section of the fandom that's like, "You suck! Bring back Roddy, bring back Nanonoko." You know, change is tough sometimes. No, we appreciate all you guys being here. Of course, Nicola gonna go for it here with the 10-6 suited for sure. Nicola is really opening up a chip lead here. Final 6.
yeah, he's not afraid to put in 2 big blinds pre-flop for sure. And like that's one of the things when you have a chip lead at these like final tables where everyone's in such an ICM cage is like opens become so incredibly profitable.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Mark still sitting with 3 million. Last hand before the levels go up. Appreciate the kind words, you guys. Like that. Nice open for Mark. You mentioned a couple times, Chance, that Mark passed on some strong holdings that you were a little surprised about. Nice raise there from the 9.
Yeah, he's just like really avoiding the Nicola at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like in his defense, or like, you know, more logically, when the Elio had 6-7 big blinds, like it does make sense because the amount of pressure that Nicola is going to be able to apply post flop, it's going to be really difficult for him to realize his equity with unsuited hands.
Absolutely. So blinds have gone up 30K, 60K. Tell you what, speedy pace of play from all these guys.
Yeah, they're just so incentivized to preserve their clocks.
Yeah. And we've seen that on the recent shows, Chance. If two of our heads up matches, both the players got to double zeros. And so that means they have 5 seconds per decision.
Yeah.
And heads up, it's like you really got to preserve your clock and be aware of that in this final table structure.
Yeah, no doubt.
I was going to say call or the small 3-bet would be really nice here from the big blind. And it's nice to see the 3-bet come in. Just a great play, I think, with this hand.
Yeah, it's something that's changed in the landscape of poker like a ton over the last year or two is big blind 3-bets versus the button.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying you played you 3-bet 6-5 offsuit from the big blind versus the button.
I thought the button was at the bottom of his opening range. He called it 6-7 suited.
So you're really, I mean, I'm just coming back from, I just played like 30 hours of live poker at the start of March and really enjoyed it. I don't have too much time to play live poker, so whenever I can, I really like treasure it. Live reads are 100% a thing. It's just actually a massive thing that happens, you know?
Yeah, they're real. I'm actually working on a live tells product right now. Just an intro to live tells, like what to look for type of thing.
Very, very, very cool. It's a part of the game that people don't realize is such a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. Like the way people even look at their cards, just down to like how they check and how they touch their chips and like their eyes, mouth, like every single little thing is really, really fun. And oftentimes I actually get distracted too much by the live reads and don't revert back to like poker theory enough.
Makes sense.
Like, oh, this guy's weak. Here we go. You know, so it's definitely a much higher variance style.
Dude, whatever you're doing in the live hell, don't change. Don't change, man. I mean, I have Chance's Hendon mob up here, not to fanboy, but I mean, look at some of these results. Recently, second end of February for 25K. We have two firsts in January for 80K, 51K. Then in the November, we have a 16th for 300K World Series. I mean, the
main event, that was so much fun, man. Damn it.
That was the main event. There you go, dude. You had a hell of a run this year, and you know, there's different personalities, but I really remember the coverage featuring you as well as like, okay, this guy's a lot of chips. We're going to follow his journey. And I mean, share some thoughts on the main event, basically. How was it?
Man, it was fun. It was like, I've won a bunch of stuff and it was by far and away the most fun I've ever had in a live tournament. Like, and it's just not even close. It's just like the experience, the potential. Like I even have goosebumps just like talking about it. Like it was just absolutely surreal. I could not have had more fun.
That's awesome, man. I really thought you were going to do it. I really thought you were going to do it. And I remember watching the main pretty intensely, and you always had a massive stack. And even when you took hits and lost big pots, because you did lose a bunch of big pots, you were always able to just climb back up to that 100 big blind level or more. It was just like, you know, it was sick. Very, very, very well done. Interesting card here, by the way. Straight flush draw now for Mark. Was there a little, you know, when you busted in 16th place, what were the thoughts and emotions there?
Fuck!
God damn it.
Man. It was so tough. And especially because like I kind of had to read that George was strong when I ripped ace king into aces for like 43 bigs. And like I had such good live reads after playing with everyone for days that I think that like from a perspective of like just looking at the poker theory, like it was kind of just a no-brainer jam. But I think that like calling is making like a little bit less, plus it preserves my stack. And so I think it was actually a really big punt for me specifically with live reads, but I think that like the majority of players should be shoving there.
Yeah.
And I kind of got like trapped up in the value of like, you know, there is some value in 4-betting and having the guy fold and then being able to raise a lot of hands approaching this WSOP main event final table bubble. And so it was definitely, you know, a tricky spot, but yeah, I think about it sometimes for sure.
It's interesting. I mean, ace king for 43 big blinds is such like a no-brainer in any normal poker
and
situation.
Against George, it would have been 3-betting me with 5s and shit.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just had an inkling that he was strong that hand, and I was like, well, I mean, he might just fold jacks if he's strong, but he didn't have jacks.
Amazing. And you had the Sith vibes going on. You had the hoodie look, and you looked like Emperor Palpatine or something. It was great. It's very
Yeah, I
fun.
mean,
to
there's just
understand.
like so many distractions that like the hood really does help me like focus and stay like present at the table instead of like looking around and doing different stuff.
Ooh,
10 would
the
have been cooler,
nuts,
but that's a good card.
the nuts for M Billion. Onimo's going to check, of course. Yeah, storyline here. Nicola doing big things. Mark and Simon hanging around 3 million. Oh, nice check from M Billion. That river is not good for him, though. The river bricks maybe could get a small bet out of Bonomo, but you never know here. I've seen
I mean,
Bonomo make some hero calls.
Yeah, I mean, M Billion's been passive. Like he
Hot.
didn't have two spots where he like could have seen better, could have continued. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it fold.
Yeah, Bonomo didn't think too long versus that size. Here we go. This is what we're playing for today. $331,000 up top. One more elimination. The top 5 will have guaranteed a 6-figure payout. Elio Fox, our most recent casualty. The money, the glory. I think winning this tournament is also very prestigious. When I think about my own poker career and like, oh God, I would love to compete and win this tournament. It's funny, as a host for this show now, I have like the ultimate spreadsheet with all the results from previous Super Millions. And we looked up Chance Kornuth today, the Super Million results.
Probably not very good. I haven't played it much.
You've been in there a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think down 3 or 4 buy-ins was what we learned. Not bad.
Sounds like it could be worse based on some of the other people we saw.
Yeah. You're not doing too bad if you're down 3 buy-ins. Chip later, just doing chip later things.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Our bet is like fairly even.
Yeah, very close EV for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
Nicola carries a lot of power for me. But you have Simon and Mark, of course. Good to see Johnny Reddy, CJ Dunn. Good to see you. If you guys are enjoying the coverage, do us a favor, smash that thumbs up button. Takes 2 seconds. Helps us out. Chance was a last-minute substitute. I sent him a message in the wee late hours last night. I was like, hey, man, do you want to come on the Super Million show? He snap accepted. You love to see it. Ooh, interesting blind on blind spot. Simon limps. Nicola raises as the chip leader. Simon calls. And we have to think Nicola is going to be aggressive with this exact hand on this board.
Yeah, you can definitely see that. Although this is like a heavy flop for Simon's range. But again, he's just in such a difficult spot out of position against Nicola. But the flop's going to be a pretty simple check call. So I'm interested to see how it plays out.
Queen of Hearts would be spicy.
I almost said that, I swear to God.
Eight of Clubs is an interesting, very connected card. Nicola now has a pair, open-ender. Wow, somehow the 8 is best on this board.
But will it win the hand? I don't think so. I would really expect Simon to go with the large sizing here. Like he's got all the straights, all the flushes, all the 2 pairs.
Yeah. When Nicola checks turn, he doesn't have a flush anymore. He almost never has queen jack or a straight. So I think it's Simon's moment to step up to the plate. Big size here, 500K, 520.
Yeah, I just think it around 3/4.
Ooh, nice big
Ooh.
overbet. Surely that works. Yeah. Nice play from Simon.
He's on my team. Let's go.
Let's go indeed.
Love to see it.
Superstar hand here. Jason Parker asks, Chance, what is your favorite poker room to play in Vegas? What's your favorite poker room and your favorite series that you're looking forward to this year?
I always look forward to the WSOP the most, I think, but intrigued to see how playing at Bally's will be. In general, I think that like the best poker product is definitely the Encore poker room, win/encore.
Yep.
Best staff, best dealers, best setup, best tables, chairs, chip, like every aspect of it is by far the best product. Even the payout structure is the best. But like just in general, it's by far the best. Like it reminds me of like Playground in Montreal, my other favorite place to play.
Playground in Montreal. That's my neck of the woods, Canada. Oh, that's such a great room. They
Man,
charge a lot of rake on those cash games, though.
Never played cash there, I don't think.
That's probably good. Tournaments there are the best, though.
Ooh, an unconventional small blind flat from M Billion here.
Yeah, M Billion ready to get in there. Calls the 6-7. That brings in divorce as well. Trips for M Billion.
Love to see it. I mean, how can you not cheer for this guy? Just some like he might be great, right? But based on how he's playing, he's definitely not a conventional player. Just cheering for the underdog is something I just can't help but do.
Of course. Daniel picks up a pair, but oh, turn check from the 7.
I like it.
Gotta like that. Just massively has underrepped his hand here.
I wouldn't be super surprised to see like a quarter pot lead here from Dvorak just to deny, but
Ace King's probably happy to check again.
yeah, I can't imagine. We see. Oh.
Small bet.
Yeah, I guess he thought that people are just going to be leading all their like pairs. That it's a good deny spot. He's in for a rude awakening. What? We got a call?
Just the slowest of slow plays here from the trip 7s.
This guy's the best. He's unblocking hearts and diamonds, and he's just trapping away.
Yeah, on the double flush draw board. Wow, does Dvorak ever do anything crazy here after this?
No, he's gonna pull up. Who can I trade you to get me to this M Billion guy? I want to cheer for him so bad.
We're allowed to do trades with our fantasy team. It's possible.
Yeah. The stacks aren't really aligned for M Billion swap with Dvorak or Matson or Rudoja, though.
I mean, I would trade M Billion for Mark.
Oh, would you for my first pick? Yeah.
Wow, Daniel overcalls and Ace King hits a king. This is a wild hand.
I see the logic for overcalling there. Like he's getting 6-1, super close spot.
It's like I think the madness is over here. Daniel's going to check and Nicola probably check as well, just with the flush completing. Just so weird. Such a wild, weird hand.
Maybe he thinks Daniel never leads hearts and also doesn't take that long on the turn with hearts. So like I could see some logic for a bet.
And Billion. The slowest to slow plays does earn them medium-sized pot. Nice hand.
I know he's like sitting there and he's like, I knew that Nicola didn't have anything.
Baruzzi, yes, they are. We haven't seen too many players use the GIF feature. Last week we had a couple.
What's that?
Oh, what's that you say?
On I haven't played on GG in like, I don't know.
On GGPoker now, Chance, when you are playing online poker, you can use the emojis, which there are plenty of, but you can also use GIFs. GIFs. Yeah.
I thought you said GIFs, like GIFTS.
Oh, no. Like the little pop-up animations.
Oh, okay. I still haven't seen those, but
GIFs. I feel so old. I'm almost 30.
This is gonna go raise call.
Good call with the pre-flop raise. Mark 10-6 offsuit.
For some reason, like the second the hands are like the cards are dealt, like I immediately am trying to figure out like, all right, how's this hand gonna play out? It's gonna follow the small blind. He's gonna raise. Like it's just I can't help it.
Not a bad flop for the 10-6 here.
No, he's gonna start with a small bet. At least that'd be my guess.
I think you're right.
He's got a
third.
lot more 7x and overpairs than Bonomo, so he does have a pretty nice range advantage, and he'll probably win right here.
I was gonna say 120. There it is, 121. There we go, Mark. Been battling here six-handed for a while. Daniel Lavoris picks up a big hand off the short stack.
I don't know how this one's going to play out. I assume Mark's just going to fold because raising off 14 bigs just looks so strong. Yeah. This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, Simon at minimum is going to defend.
Yeah, I think like your like weak ace X suiteds and your like strong ace X is the ones that want to pile, and these medium ones just want to call.
Oh, it does pile.
Naturally.
Bad timing. Massive spot for Daniel Divorce. Just has to fade an ace here for a double up.
Ooh.
Wow, what a flop. Oh
No.
my goodness. An ace for a chop, a little form of justice. Daniel Divorce.
Hi, Daniel.
You just hate to see it. The Canadian superstar.
I took him instead of M Billion, man.
There you go, man.
I can't even win all ins.
One of my favorites, Daniel Divorce, the double D's, the killer. Oh, the bad beat. You just hate to see it. You just hate to see it. But, you know, I would be a little more tilted. You know, Daniel Divorce was part of Chance's fantasy team. So we'll take him off the board as the EV of my team has gone up. Good game, Daniel Divorce. We'll see you again at a Super Millions final table sometime very soon. Unlucky, Chance. A bad beat.
I know, brutal. At least it went to my guy, but I would have liked to see Divorce with it.
For you specifically, you know, after having some tons of live poker success, how, you know, are you just a pro at taking those on the chin? Big equity spots, you get in the best hand, you get sucked out on. Does it just roll off your back nowadays, or does it still hurt a little bit?
Yeah, it doesn't really like bug me too much.
Okay.
I do my best to shrug it off. Like I'm more of like a, 15 minutes to an hour sometimes I need, but sometimes it's immediate. Sometimes I'm just like, sometimes it really does take a little while.
I give myself 20 minutes. 20 minutes to feel.
I watched one of your streams recently. You took a bad one. You're like, sorry guys, give me like 20 minutes. So this is going to be an interesting hand.
Yeah,
here.
this is going to be massive.
Obviously Simon's going to 3-bet. I doubt he does anything crazy. And then
I think kings here, we're going to see the non-all-in 4-bet.
Yeah, he's going to make it like 950. 850 to 950, yeah.
And Simon is in a world of hurt here with the ace king. Chance, how good are we?
It's not our first rodeo. And Simon is just going to pile, right?
You have the hand to pile, but you got to wonder, Mark 4-betting here. We haven't seen this gear yet at this final table.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely been on the tighter side other than blind versus blind. But I just don't see another option.
There it is. Chip
All right,
lead
Mark,
pot.
I'm rooting for you here.
Chip lead pot, you guys. So far, so good for Mark. Oh, the ace of hearts on the turn.
Let me just delete him off my list real quick.
Mark, how sick is tournament poker? You have the best hand for the chip lead final 5 of the Super Millions, and you're out.
Tough.
Good game, sir. Unlucky. Mark.
I think you should ask the question of how you shake off bad beats to Mark.
Oh, that was, Daniel Divorce, the best of it. He's gone. Mark gets in the kings. He's gone. Nasty dealer today on the GG streets. Very, very, very sick.
Angry RNG.
We're down to 4. Justin Bonomo, M Billion, the short stacks here, really benefiting from those bad beats, seeing players get eliminated, enjoying the ladders. Yeah, chat reacting. Puke, gross. Wow. That hurts badly. Oh, Justin Bonomo is in bad shape here. Some sick pre-flop like coolers here. You know,
There's some
four-handed
setups, man.
kings. Who is dealing this final table?
And we got an angry RNG today.
Justin Bonomo is going to pile pretty. I mean, 20 bigs with jacks. You're just could not be more excited
against the guy who's opening. I mean, he's not the chip leader anymore, so his like range is a little bit tighter here, but he's still opening a pile. I don't think he's taking the queen four suited out of his range in the cutoff.
Okay, kings versus jacks.
Another bad beat.
Spade. No, just the two outs. Bonomo has hit a jack before earlier for a two-outer.
That ain't a jack.
Not this time. One of the all-time two-card legends. You cannot deny Justin Bonomo and what he's accomplished in the poker world. He takes fourth place here today. There you go. Chat, you're being hard on Bonomo. There's a lot of Bonomo haters in the chat.
I love to see it.
Good game to Justin Bonomo. Very well done, sir. And we're down to 3. We're down to 3.
There's a question for me in the chat. I'll answer. Someone asked if I'd like to rematch Phil. Absolutely not. I actually felt incredibly confident before we had a baby. We took like 2 weeks off, and like all my bluffs were working, all my value bets were working. And then when I got back after that, I just got absolutely destroyed. So he spent the 2 weeks, you know, figuring me out and stuff like that. But even if I believe like I do that I got the best of the side bet at 250K to $1 million, just the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Like the amount of time I had to put forward, time and effort, and like, you know, I got to study a ton, which with the solvers, which I don't do as much as the average person. So it was like incredibly educational, and I probably got some value from it there. But in general, it's just not worth the time to play the elite when there's so much good stuff running.
Makes sense. To sum that up, to set that up a little more, you had a heads-up challenge with Phil Galfond when he was doing his challenges, and you guys played PLO, correct?
Yeah. And I like started out, we were playing 100, 200, 2 tables, and I started off like down 250 or 300. Then I went on like a nice 600K heater, starting to feel myself. And then just, you know, didn't really work out after that. Like I said, took a break for a baby, and
yeah,
he figured me out quite well. It was really impressive.
The baby break.
Yeah.
There we go, guys. Three-handed action. Oh, some big hands are being passed around here. We have Simon, the chip leader, after sucking out with the ace king. What a savage turn card that was. Nicola has been our chip leader for most of the final table. And got to give a shout out to M Billion. Came in short. Played a little bit unorthodox compared to some of the other players, but here they have pocket aces. Wow, really small 3-bet size here. Nicola is going to peel pretty happily.
Yeah, I just don't see anything else happening pre-flop.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
This could easily get in. Huge flop for Nicola. I think Nicola's going to shove.
I don't really think he has a choice because M Billion could have bet folds, but again, like his c-bet frequency had been so low that we could see a different alternative, but yeah.
Here we go. Massive pot, Nicola, M Billion club. So all that will help Nicola here. Is it green? It is not.
M Billion, let's go.
M Billion doing work here at the Super Millions final table. Again, you guys, this player has a history of just $12,000 in cashes on GG Poker total. And they're having themselves a run of a lifetime here against some of poker's elite. You love to see it.
I was literally going to say love to see it.
You just love to see it. Let's also do a small fantasy update here. Chance has Simon, and I have Nicola and M Billion. See, I was wondering would it be better for Nicola to collect the chips there? No, M Billion's going to win this. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Huge,
and
huge,
that's
huge
better
double.
for your equity on the bet.
Absolutely.
Or at least theoretically, right? Like if M Billion's going to play bet out of position against the chip leader, like it might be worse for you, but.
Speedy final tables so far. Last week we had a very speedy final table, and they played three-handed forever. They're all kind of pretty deep now.
Do they have a break soon?
Dude, Chance, breaks. What are breaks in the world
don't
of
have
poker
breaks?
broadcasting? They have breaks. We do not. We use the dynamic delay to skip through boring breaks. Breaks in poker broadcasting are a thing of the past, a dinosaur, an old relic. We got the dynamic delay. If you need to go pee, do your thing. I will need to do that shortly. Actually, I'm going to do that right now.
All right, you go first.
Chance, you got it. Lead the show, my friend.
Alrighty. So we got the chip leader on the button. He's going to be opening queen six for sure, especially into a recreational player's big blind. But I mean, Simon's just probably, or sorry, Billion. I expected to be calling that. That actually really surprises me. He folds. And that's one of the things, like, it's so much fun to watch a recreational player play these things because they're just going to play so much more unconventionally, and like the wild card effect is just a lot more exciting, especially from a commentary perspective. I think another interesting dynamic is going to be the 60 big blind effective Simon versus Nicola at a position here. Even though Nicola and Billion are in the ICM cage a little bit, I would expect to see Simon having a lot more limps at this stack depth just because it's going to be so much harder to pressure the stacks. Someone asked, where did the name Bing Shui come from? It actually means ice water in Chinese. And when I first made a WSOP.com account, I went to this Chinese restaurant with my wife, and they asked me what I wanted to drink. I said Bing Shui, and I was like, oh, that's a good screen name. Sounds fishy. And, you know, obviously everyone knows it's me now, but at the time I definitely chose it because it sounded fishy.
We are back.
Billion didn't defend versus like 2.2x from the big blind with Jack 7, which surprised me. Gave a walk with a Jack 4 or something the next hand. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him kind of just get chunked away at.
Going for it here, though, with the 10 deuce no club.
Yeah, and I think it was limp, check bet call, check bet call.
I think it was bet raise. Billion.
Does he have a third?
Come on, 800K.
Just fucking go for it.
Oh, that might not. That kind of does. I mean, it's one of these small bets. Let's see what Nicola does with the Jack 4. Oh, Billion's a god. Poker god.
I love this guy.
What a play, man. Just, we're saying go for the big size. He's like, yeah, I can get it done with the small one.
Why bet big when a small size will do?
There you go. Unbelievable. What a play.
JF says, go ahead.
JF says, has Adamo been playing regularly, or has he been taking some time off? Do we have Adamo sightings recently?
I haven't seen him, but I also haven't been playing online.
We haven't. I haven't seen him yet at the Super Million final tables. I know he went on a stretch there where he won 5 or 6 during season 1. And yeah, he was just destroying. I mean, he destroyed everything. Every tournament he played, he destroyed. Including,
I mean, he's head and shoulders above the rest right now. It seems like
the dude is skilled. Cannot deny that. Adamo. Hopefully, we'll see him at a Super Millions final table soon. Wow, spades. It's pretty rare that every pre-flop hand will be the same suit.
We're folding Queen 8 of spades on the button now. Good to know.
Billion has natural talent. You can sense it. They have a godlike sense. They just maybe, wow, it's so sick.
We got 2 more spades.
How many spades are in this deck?
There's only 5 left, so
maybe
it's gonna be hard.
Chance, you should contact Billion, recognize his prodigy status, and then help him hone it in a little bit with a couple of the fundamentals.
He seems like the ultimate field player. I'm digging it.
There's no way we can have another spade, right? That just can't happen.
Seems unlikely.
Wow, you got to like this, especially with Nicola having more 3s in their range than Simon.
Yeah, and he's going to raise his 10x here as well. At least the one with poor turn equity distribution. Like Jack 10, Jack of Spades, let's just say Queen 10, Queen of Spades is going to be like way more inclined to call because spades are fine on the turn.
Ooh, that's a fun card.
Check, check.
You don't really need to bluff this hand as much anymore. Ooh, running 3 pair. Now, what does Simon do?
I mean, has to bluff, right?
Has to bluff announced by Chance Kornuth. Let's see if Simon agrees. This could be a big swing here if Nicholas.
Spades are like, it's really bad to have spades. Like 4 or 5 of diamonds is like a much easier call, I think. No, I guess it doesn't actually matter since you unblock all the pairs.
Oh, that's creative. Turns it into a bluff. What a class play on the river here.
Oh, well played. That was
Bluffing
nice.
with the best hand. Nicola was chip leading for a while, fell back, but I mean, they remind everyone, don't forget about me. My goodness, had some sauce on it. Let's go. Absolutely. Very nice shove there. Kevin's making fun of the player. I'm not making fun of anyone. I'm the biggest M-billion fan in the room.
No, I love him.
Oh, this could be saucy as well. 2 pair versus kind of a hand that might be aggressive here.
No, this field player, he just bluffed him last time. You think he's going to try to bluff him twice in a row? No way.
Nicola with the 2 pair.
I could see him calling here though.
Really enjoying this final table. Chance, this has been a good time, guys. We're nearing 1,000 viewers on the GG YouTube channel. Let's see if we can break that. Help us out. Give us a thumbs up. Takes 2 seconds. We just hit 100 likes on the video. Let's pump that up even a little bit more. Every single Tuesday, come join us. I'll be bringing on other awesome guests as we watch some of online poker's finest.
We got a good question from Joni B. Is solver play more effective at high stakes? How does play vary from the stakes you play online, less bluffing and low stakes? I think like in general, solver play is going to be much better at higher stakes because like there's a lot of spots where the solver will say like, oh, I'm at the top of my range, I have to call this bet. But like at lower stakes, for example, it's like really simple. Like if the guy isn't bluffing, who cares if you have a great bluff catcher and you're at the top of your range? And so like that concept, I would never make like a fold with the great bluff catcher, you know, but at lower stakes, like I would a lot.
Tell you what, we're 3-handed and we're deep. That's a great explanation there, Chance. And that's what I always tell people when they're, I got a lot of people that, you know, are newer to poker. Hey, I've been playing a little bit. I want to get better. Oh, min raise blind on blind. Face a 3.
He did that with 8-9 suited too.
Yeah, when you hit home like there is if you're just starting and you're trying to learn like the poker fundamentals, the solver world and the GTO world, I think should be saved for a far later day. And you should learn how to play solid fundamental opening ranges, how to exploit people, how to, you know, beat your friends at the home games, how to beat 1-2 cash, how to win at small stakes tournaments.
Yeah, solvers are really going to hurt you with that.
Yeah,
I think solvers make the average person so much worse. Like the average person, like general population. Like I think if you're like a good reg and you're like trying to compete at higher stakes, like yeah, go for it. But like in general, it's like really, really bad for people because a poorly implemented solver strategy will be considerably less plus EV than like just a really well thought out plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well said. Blind on blind here, 6-5-2-2. Matt says, Kevin, what's the tip of the day? Oh yeah, I've been doing a little series on my Instagram where I just drop a simple, very easy to understand poker tip of the day. I don't know, I haven't pumped it out yet. I'll think of it.
So like one thing I'll see like right now. So like M-billion's already shown that and like I'm sure they're watching the stream with the whole cards, so they know this. A propensity to play like pretty weak blind versus blind, over defend the big blind, under ISO from the big blind versus limp. And so like Nicola should be folding 0% from the small blind. Like 100% of hands can be completed profitably here.
The deuce for M Billion set. That is a very understandable breakdown, especially blind on blind, where a lot of players play poorly. I mean, good players play well, but like it's such a hard spot in poker and very uncomfortable for a lot of people. So M Billion has the check mark here with bottom set. Nicola's going to try to check, show it down.
I was recently playing in LA in the 10K LAPC there, and I had a ton of chips. The lady on my left was, tight and short. And the very previous orbit, I limped the small blind with 7-3 off, and we get to showdown. And the next orbit, it folds to the button, and she's cheering for a walk. And I'm like, do you think I'm going to get the 7 deuce and fold it? And that's how you're going to get a walk here? Like, what do you think how do you think you're going to get a walk?
That's funny. Dude, I love live poker so much. Half pot here.
It's my favorite.
Does Nicola find the call? Yes.
Nice.
Value for M Billion. Look at this. All three of these players are just even Stevens. Very close match. Three-handed.
All right, I'm going to use my bathroom break now.
Do it. What's up, Zorro PKs? Matt Haig. Hassan Bim. Yeah, Chance gave us a really great breakdown there. I mean, poker's this crazy game that people always ask, especially when I'm streaming, like, how do I get better? How do I get better? And it's just like, it's hard because there's different answers depending on where you're at. But definitely if you're new, like, you just want to focus on fundamentals, and GTO is like really the last thing you should start really thinking about. That comes in later. What up, the Danish sausage? Yeah, we'll get into that too. And I mean, Chance has had 3 bracelets, I believe. Simon, 7-4, going to be the winner. Johnny, ready? Yeah, this is kind of what we saw last show as well. Pacey action, people got knocked out, but now three-handed because everyone got knocked out so fast. We're facing like some really deep stack play here, which I always find really interesting. M Billions goes for the hero call with King Deuce. The King High hero call, I like it. Not going to be correct this time. Simon scoops a pot up to 6 million. Deep-handed, short-handed play. Chance, in live poker, I remember, when I play live tournaments and you can get in a spot like this where you're playing deep short-handed, I always just loved it. It was one of my favorite opportunities to really play almost every pot. Go, 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 go.
I think three-handed is like one of the coolest forms of poker.
For sure.
Because everyone has like a button template, a small blind template, and a big blind template. And so like as you kind of figure out how they're playing from each position, like you get to act and exploit accordingly. Like I said, the first thing I would do is never fold a small blind. Nicola versus M Billion.
Pretty strong hands here after a limp and a check. Chance, people were asking in the chat, can we hear more about Chance's WSOP wins?
Yeah, sure. I got the newest bracelet right here.
Oh, let's see the bracelet. Let's see it. What do they look
Actually
like?
Got all 3 of them right there, but
wow.
So this is the short deck. A super fun one. I've actually never played short deck cash. I've only played 3 short deck tournaments and somehow found my way into 4th, 3rd, and 1st. But it's such a cool game. I think that like capped ranges and like that theory applies a lot in short deck, and people kind of overfold, and like a lot of the concepts that apply in no limit and PLO are very they kind of correlate. And so it's just such a fun game in general.
Nicola gets there. So sick. It's so sick that you played 3 short deck tournaments and you just won a short deck bracelet. It's pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an incredibly fun game. Like with the non-blind structure, with like the ante structure, you get to play so many pots. And so like all of a sudden you're just in all these hands with people, and it's like, do you want to go for a bluff? Do you want to go for value? And like, it's just really fun because people overfold post flop considerably. And so once you're in the hand with them, if you can just attack these weak ranges, you can pick up a lot of chips. And I think that's one of the reasons I've had a lot of success in the game.
Nicola is probably going to raise here blind on blind, facing the half pot bet. Thinking about it. There it is. Now, what does Simon do? Simon was seeking value with 10-6, gets raised. Feels like having the 6 here isn't great. You block the 6-7, the 6-9, the 6-4, and it's a club. Feels like not a great card to have when you're considering a hero call.
Yeah, Nicola does have some ace-x that lands here as well. It's going to take the exact same line, I think.
Does Nicola raise with like ace-deuce, though?
Yeah, I mean, he should versus this sizing. Like this sizing is just going to have like a lot of 10x in it. Maybe even some strong 8x.
Simon thinking about it. One of the most frustrating spots in poker is when you're seeking value and then you just get raised.
Yeah, well said. Sure is.
It's so tilting. Does call it off. It's going to see the bad news. That 3 of hearts on the river changed everything. And Nicola back to the chip lead. There we go, Nicola. Back on top.
Stacks are deep, though. It's definitely some exciting situations.
Super deep. Absolutely. Short deck looks amazing. A couple people in the chat singing the praises of short deck. All those other games like look so interesting to me. And short deck looks interesting. PLO and all the mixed games. I think when I hang it up, take my foot off the gas and I'm like 40, I'm just going to like study Raz. And I'm going to go play the 1K Raz bracelet events. Like that seems like a nice retired life, right? Absolutely. Right now with content, it's no limit is the way. I'm going to power forward. Did you play all those wild mixed games, Chance?
I know the rules for all of them, but I'm definitely efficient in all of them.
You're going to do fine in like a random Raz event at the WSOP, though. You're going to.
Yeah, I mean, the games are so logically based, and like I've said before, like I don't spend as much time with the solvers as everyone else does. You know, so my game is incredibly like logic and just decoding what's going on.
Want to be like the Phil Hellmuth. Play every mixed game event. Shout out to Phil, by the way. Phil Hellmuth was popping off on Twitter the other day, retweeting some hateful tweets directed at Phil Hellmuth. He retweeted saying, "I'm just going to keep being the best," basically.
Yeah, I mean, he gets it done. And like that's like another example. That's like a perfect example of people talking about solvers, right? Like, yeah, solvers are cool, but you think Phil can even spell solver? Like, I can't imagine. And like, he gets it done.
Gets it done.
So like, there really is like so much value in just understanding your opponents. And like, I bet Phil's probably made more exploit folds on the river that are not solver approved than anyone in the world. And he's probably right, like 75% of the time, maybe even higher.
Simon's going to go for value here after check turn.
It's going to bet big.
Girthy bet predicted.
I'm going with 220. I'm
going to take the under.
I wanted to say 66%, but.
Oh, correct. Good call, Chance. King high on the turn felt a little bit better. This 3 is pretty annoying. Simon just hero called Nicola incorrectly. Now, does Nicola pay the favor back with an incorrect hero call?
It's not a bad bluff catcher.
Not the worst at all. Daniel in the chat. Hey, Daniel, good to see you. Thank you for watching. Yes, absolutely. Big special tournaments coming up on GG Poker. Have you heard of the overlay special? March 20th, Chance.
Tell me.
March 20th.
Oh, I did see Negreanu tweet about
100
this one, right?
$150 buy-in, no
Yeah.
re-entry. No re-entry.
And isn't it like some
guaranteed.
10 million guarantee or something?
5 mil ball guarantee.
I mean, that's just absurd. I ran the numbers on that when Negreanu tweeted. It's like a lot of people they need.
It's a lot of people. Nicola really getting after it here with the 5-3. M billion facing the 4x calls, and 5-3 is now the best hand. Lines up in 2 levels. Yeah, that would be a nice one to win. The $155 million, that would be a nice one.
That'd be wild. You made a deep run in one of those smaller buy-ins. You cashed for like 100K or something, right? A couple hundred.
Thanks, Chance, for bringing that up.
You've been boosting me up the whole stream. I gotta give it back a little bit.
Yeah, recently when I used to do these shows, I was like, wow, they're playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. One day I would like to have that score. I won a lot of money. This is true. December. 3rd place, Colossus, 207K. Whew, that was
strong.
fun. Very strong. I was
500 buy-ins? That's awesome.
Yeah, it was one of the big Colossus ones.
Whoa.
No, I think it was 600 buy-in, 500 buy-in. I can't remember. But
we didn't even comment on that M billion ace high raise on the King Jack 5. That was
really
sweet.
strong. These guys are all kind of treading the water right now. Multi-way here, 3-handed, lines up in 1 hand. That was a baller ace high raise with the ace 7. Queen 6 here. Betting small. Queen 4 with the queen of clubs, not going anywhere. HB Stretch corrected me. The Colossus was a $400 buy-in. Wow, how strong is that? I can't even remember the buy-in for my biggest score ever. Just can't. The chance, the memories, and they're blending together.
Which win, he says.
So Simon went for a small raise as a bluff here. This is turning into a very interesting hand.
The raise is cool. It targets some non-club ace highs, some better queen highs.
You would think this turn would favor Nicola, though.
Yeah, I mean, they have the same number of flushes pre-flop, probably.
Continues with the small bet. Now, queen 6. We're going to have to stay. We can't fold queen 6 to this size, right? Just can't happen.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a fold. Like Simon probably would play the ace of clubs this way in some fashion. Even ace 6 or ace deuce with the club. Yeah,
correct.
That's nice.
Simon gets it done with just the queen high. Blinds are up. 40K, 80K. Great question here from Venkata. Says, Chance, when you play live poker, your movements are very slow and meticulous. Is this conscious behavior?
Yeah. I've been training my, live presence and movements for a long time. I am kind of typically on the don't give anything away and pick up as much as I can on my opponents. And then, there's a lot of players who do some really good stuff right now, where they're, doing different body movements and stuff to reduce the frequency in which their opponents bluff or try to convince them into doing the wrong thing. And I've been so into certain live tells lately that I've focused most of my mental RAM on that. But I've definitely been in the group of trying to trick people into doing the wrong thing as well. I think it has a lot of value.
That's interesting. So in Canada, the average buy-in here in the Canadian tournaments, which are really, really, really good, is like the mains are 1.5K or 1K. I'm always conscious of my own behavior, and I feel like I'm giving off tells, but I just don't think people are really picking up on it that much in a live 1K or whatever. But if I ever want to make that leap and go compete in some 10Ks, some 5Ks, take some high roller shots, that's something I'm gonna have to really look at, because you guys are really sharp with, if I don't train that and I don't dial that in, could give away a lot of information.
Yeah, definitely.
Battle of the offsuit jacks here. Deep 3-handed play for the Super Millions title. Dude, you're doing also big things at you crush live poker. You covered up your shirt. Chip lead coaching. There you go. Sorry, man.
Chip leader coaching. Yeah.
I butchered this
actually,
coaching site name. How bad is that?
We actually just launched Chip Leader AI, which we spent like 3 years and 300K developing. And it's like a platform that Alex Foxton and I built together. And we took over 3,000 hands from our own database. I designed the brain. So like think of like a tree as it grows into all the different branches. Like if you excel at some areas, the AI will shoot you up the more advanced concepts. But if you like struggle, it kind of keeps you down towards the trunk.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we are really proud of it. It's cheap, $59 a month. And we actually have a week promo code for anyone watching. The promo code is GGCLC, and just go to clcpoker.com and, check it out.
I'm checking it out. Chip leader coach in poker. You developed this thing over 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, I was playing the Galfond challenge, having a baby. Like, it's hard to play a lot of poker. And
you, Alex Foxton, and Joe McKeon. Faces on the front of the website.
Oh, yeah. We occasionally get it done on the live streets.
Occasionally, yeah. Like Joe McKeon just hasn't had one of the best live careers of all time.
And what's funny is like Joe plays so different than Alex and I, but still gets it done. Like there's so many ways to skin a cat, if you will.
I love it. Billion has his opponent dead here. No outs for Jack 8 of hearts. Check. Billion now.
We see the shot clocks of Simon and Nicola, getting a little shorter here.
Still plenty of time compared to what we've seen in other Super Million shows where, people have ran out of time. These clocks are still pretty deep.
Yeah, I feel like no one's had like super hard spots.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously the aces with the nines check raise was probably the toughest we've seen, and decoded it pretty quickly. Made a great fold.
This is a really interesting setup here, three-handed. They've been hovering at this 5 million mark for a while. Small pots back and forth. I mean, all three right in the mix.
Yeah, this is a good final table.
Absolutely.
Super exciting from an all-in sweaty perspective. And then now we actually have some real poker to be played.
Absolutely. And Chance and I are also gambling fantasy draft style. Chance's last horse is Simon. I got Nicola and Billion. I feel good. I feel really good about my prospects here.
Yeah, you're definitely the favorite, but I'm optimistic. If you win, I just hope it's Billion and not Nicola.
Queen 10, ace 4, two decent hands here. I think if they were shorter, ace 4 could do some more 3-bet bluffing, but not really at this stack depth. Defend. Nicola could come with a small bet on the paired board. There it is. Now, you don't really want to fold ace high here to an 80K bet, right? We're going to continue this one.
Yeah, it's just going to call.
Oh, prime barreling candidate.
Queen 10's a good one there.
Yeah. Can't really ask for a better turn where you pick up equity and you can rep it. Here it comes. 420, 380. Tell you what, Chance, me and you today, I think our sizings, our calls have been like pretty good, pretty dialed.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. People in the chat always say, Kevin, when are you playing the Super Millions? Tell you what, I have tried this tournament twice and I bricked pretty hard, but that's back when I was more of an inferior player. One of these Sundays, I should jump in it again. The thing is that my entire Sunday schedule, my entire buy-ins is like $5,000, that's like 25 tournaments or something. Do I want to spend 10K on one tournament?
And I would fire on like GG. I'd spend like 10 or 20K in buy-ins, like playing all the 1Ks and 500s and stuff. I'd play all like probably 5 to 10K in satellites to this tournament.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
this is the online tournament that I think is at the plateau though, in terms of like really battling the best and getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most animated I've ever seen Chance. I think Chance is an animated guy. Whenever I talk with you away from the table or whatever, you've always been very charismatic, friendly, big smile. At the live table, you're a different animal. You tap into a different level of killer, though, I think.
Yeah, I kind of describe it as like I'm your worst enemy when I'm in a hand, but like the second I fold, I'm like very like outgoing again. The problem is like if I'm in a lot of hands, I might just seem mean for an hour or two.
That's kind of some of the same energy I try to bring. Some of the best advice I got with from Jason Kuhn was like, you have to, when you're in a hand with somebody, like you're there to destroy their life, basically. Like you can be friends with them, but like you're there to be a savage. I also have a similar demeanor playing live. I'm the chattiest person between hands, but when I'm in a hand, it's no talking. I don't stare at people though. You give people the stare, the glare.
Yeah, I mean, it's partially because it's like I choose to balance my personal life by staring at them. However, it's also because I'm doing my best to interpret the micro expressions and whatever information they give off.
I mean, when you talk about the all-time starers of the game, whoa, M Billion, pre-flop limp on the button, ace king suited.
Interesting.
Hasn't limped too much. Could not work out here. 5-7 flops the best of it. Kevin, would you ever get Adamo or Ben CB on as commentators? Hey, I would love to talk to both those guys. I think Ben CB is a sponsored PokerStars pro, so I don't know if he would accept the invitation. But
he's such a fantastic, like solver-based player.
Ben CB, absolutely. His some of his content that he produced, like that I really started studying 4 or 5 years ago, really helped launch my fundamentals. Some of the best training content ever made, I think.
Yeah, I used it a little bit as a guide for some of the stuff I made, like the closer, the other product that we had out there. Like seeing his and like, all right, we do need charts. Like, you know, we do need certain things. Like this is it's a full course and it's really good.
Absolutely. This pre-flop limp is not going to work out for M Billion here.
He kind of wants this guy to bet, and so he can pitch it in. I think doesn't want to show he's limping that.
40% value bet from the 5-7. Snap call with the ace high. It's no good. And tell you what, the other players are going to note the pre-flop limp with ace king of hearts. Nicola, still pretty close here, but they have eked out the chip lead once again. Chance,
the longer they play, the more this is like hard for M Billion, I think, just because like he's going to have a lot of trouble like balancing his ranges properly, and like these guys are going to be really good at decoding where he's weak and strong.
I mean, M Billion has had a fantastic performance. 3rd place locked up, tons of money guaranteed. I hope they continue to bring the fire here, 3-handed, play aggressively.
And it's cool. Like if they, you know, fold for an orbit or a few orbits, all of a sudden blinds go up and more likely to see fireworks.
Min raise here, blind on blind.
And like, as we've seen, like that's the 3rd time he's min raised like a weak-ish suited hand that he wanted to continue with.
Winner though. Winner, winner, winner.
Yeah, he does cool stuff. I love watching him play so far.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 decent hands blind on blind here. Are you on dad duty today with your 14-month-old?
We actually have a sitter here right now.
Daughter, right?
Yeah. She's running around like a little chimpanzee, man. It's hilarious. She literally
so like, beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
My wife and I might enter that world pretty soon.
Nice.
But I'm also like, I also have some friends with kids that seem to be aging faster than the rest of us. I think it's
I mean, it's a lot of work, and like lately we've got a lot of hours from the sitter, and it's really, really nice to be able to like spend more time with Emily and like stuff like that, because like there's so many things where it's like, okay, she's gonna watch Ryan, I'm gonna go play live poker, or like I'm gonna watch Ryan and she's gonna go hang out with her girlfriends or something. And so it's really important and difficult to find time once you do have a baby. That's why canceling my day date to be here is much, much harder.
What up, Danny H? Great to see you. Yes, absolutely, Danny H. That's what I was referring to. That's the course I did, and then before I went on a savage live tear, 2018, 2019. I've had moments of glory like you, Chance. You've put together a pretty sick year recently, continuing to do so. I've had.
Yeah, I plan on playing quite a bit of live, at least through the World Series, and then after that, I think we are planning on selling our house and moving, and I'll be in the online streets a lot more.
Ah, maybe we'll see you at the Super Millions final table in the future.
That would be nice.
Absolutely. 9-8, the best of it here for Simon. Do you think maybe Simon, Nicola, there's a little bit going on where they're playing a little more passively versus each other, and they sense they could maybe go after M billion a little more?
They're incentivized to, like, so when you're getting more plus EV spots from someone else who's at the table, you're incentivized to lower variance against each other.
Absolutely. 9-8, the winner here. Gonna value bet and not get much more. Unless Jack 7 wants to turn it into a bluff.
I can see a raise.
Not the worst hand to raise here. Unblocking the clubs.
The Jack of Spades
7-8.
A shitty card though.
I don't think he's going to pull the trigger in this spot. Just a fold.
Good read. Good read.
Just a fold. Line's going up in 5 hands. Here we go. Here's the blood so far. Justin Bonomo, Canadian. 3 Canadian flags in a row. 200K guaranteed. 260 for second, and then 331 for first. 330. Man, you convert that to Canadian dollars, my currency, and oof. We're playing for USD. Line on blind. Simon, Nicola. Level going up soon. 331,000 for first. So your biggest win is 600K chance? No, you've had, what's your biggest score?
I think it was third in PCA for 680. Not sure.
I remember that. I remember that. You guys were talking about a deal, and then you couldn't reach an agreement, and you're like, "Let's play." Like, we're not even close to making a deal.
We talked about a deal in that one. I don't remember that.
I just remember you at a PCA final table. Maybe that was a different one, but you got third in the high roller, right?
I think I got, like, the high roller was the next year. I got third in the main one year.
Gotcha.
And it was really like weird. Emily came in and surprised. And a friend of mine was like, "Do you know what your stack's worth right now?" And I don't really look at that stuff approaching final tables. He's like, "It's worth 900K." So I was like, "Wow, that's strong."
Yeah, it's very epic. I think it was the high roller where you denied a deal, I believe, the following year. So funny. I just remember these little moments of poker content from previous years.
Yeah, like deals are such a weird trade-off, right? Like the opportunity cost of having more money is like valuable. Like you can earn on that money. But like your EV in the tournament, like you don't want to give up the EV when you're playing as well. So it's like a really weird dynamic, I think.
Nicola is still a small chip leader here. Simon's going to defend. Big flop for Nicola. Simon also catches a piece with the Jack deuce. Tell you what, the Jack small. I mean, you could see a somewhat of a pot grow here. You touched on the deals. I just remember, especially at the lower stakes of live poker. Oh my goodness, what a turn that is. What a
oftentimes when the board pairs, you'll see a lot of like turn leads, but not when the rank, I don't think as much when the ranking of the card is that low.
Yeah, exactly. Because Simon doesn't have like queen deuce off, jack deuce off, 10 deuce off.
We still see it.
We see the lead. Small lead. Nicola not going anywhere. Dead to 2 jacks.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it's some like a small raise and check back river. But maybe if he didn't have a spade in his hand, he'd be more inclined to do that.
What's the king deuce going to do now? Small bet on the turn. Backdoor
Big bet
flush
on the
comes
river.
in, but yeah, we're going for what, 750 here?
642.
642 announced. Somewhere in that big size region. You don't love the backdoor flush getting there. Oh, small. Interesting. That surprises both of us. Nicola's just going to pay this off, right? This size.
Yeah, there's just no other thing to do.
Call and lose. Simon's your chip leader. Trip deuces. Guys, who do you got? YouTube chat. Who are you picking out of these three warriors here? Simon, Nicola, or M Billion? I am going with Nicola. I think he gets it done down the stretch here.
I want to look up a picture of Simon
Before you make the call.
Well, I mean, I gotta pick him, right? Like, it's who I bet on. Oh, that's who that is. Okay, I played some with him. Not a ton though. Oh, that's C. Darwin. Did you know that, Kev?
News to me. Deep in the show.
Yeah, I had no idea that was C. Darwin.
A couple people in chat. A couple people have referenced C. Darwin, and
yeah, right. I just saw that too, and just didn't even.
See, I know these. Like, there was the other show. It was European as well, but it was like his real name, and I was like, I don't know who that is. And then someone's like, it's European. I was like, oh my god. All right.
Yeah, whenever I play online, I'm like, I ask Foxen who people are, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, Simon, that's C. Darwin," and I'm like, "Oh, I had no idea."
I mean, Simon's.
I think that's one of the biggest reasons that I don't really enjoy playing high stakes as much online anymore, is because like I feel like a lot of them, a lot of the high stakes regulars, like pretty much know a lot about my game and how to exploit it, and especially since I do play more of an exploit style, and then. If I knew that was C. Darwin, like I would have probably played so many hands differently against him over like, so it's a really like unique situation, I think.
Very unique situation. I wonder about that. You know, that is a big thing as well, especially as a streamer. I just like not only show every hand I play, I also just like blatantly say my thought process. I'm like, if someone wanted to toast me, like it would be relatively easy to like understand how to just destroy me. Just because I give it all away for free.
All right, now I'm looking up a picture of this Nicola guy. I don't think I've played with him before.
It really does feel like Simon and Nicola fighting for the power here. And Billion, I mean, don't count them out. Blinds go up next hand, by the way. We're going to be playing 50K, 100K. That's why, Joseph, I was like, I feel like such an idiot for not knowing that was C. Darwin. But C. Darwin was first Fiesta. He had a different name on GG, and then now he has changed to his real name. Yes, sometimes that happens on GG where people have different names, and then they get the real names going. So it's interesting. I'm actually reading a book right now that talks about C. Darwin, not the poker player, the guy who discovered evolution.
I did a report on the Darwin Awards when I was little, like not little, I don't know, middle school or high school or something. And for those of you who don't know what the Darwin Awards are, it's an award given out. Do you know what this is, Kev?
Is it not the stupidest way to kill, like to die?
Yeah, the stupidest way to basically kill yourself, not just to die. And like one of them, this guy put like a plane engine on his car and was driving through the mountains, and the plane took off and hit the mountain. One guy like jumped over a 4-foot fence that was like a 20-foot on the other side and got impaled straight through. And like the stories of how these people go are like pretty incredible.
I have heard of the Darwin Awards.
A little morbid, but
yeah. I hope to live a long life, Chance. Like, let's make it. We're both young, healthy.
Yeah,
we could easily make 100, right? Possible.
How old are you?
29.
Ooh, jealous. You haven't hit the 3-0 yet.
This year coming up.
35.
Ooh, 35.
Yeah, you got grace to prove it.
Okay, ace 3, queen 9 suited, M Billion. The blinds are up 50K, 100K. Let's see how M Billion approaches this queen 9 suited. Fantastic result for all three of these players. Locked up 200K. Second place, about 260. First place, 331. This is a big flop for the queen nine suited. Darwin Awards. You do not want to be fit. That's one award you do not want to win.
No.
You did a report on it. You just like studied
in school. Yeah. I had to be like, I don't know, somewhere between like 8th and 10th grade, I think.
Tell you what, M Billion has checked the queen nine on the flop and the turn. This might work out now. Nicola's got to think they have the best hand here a lot of the time with the ace on the double paired board.
Is he going to raise or call the river when Nicola bets small?
Yeah, Nicola's going to actually go for value with ace high. Snap call from the queen nine. M Billion, 4.5 million.
Okay, okay. I see you.
Fighting. Still in there, hanging in there. Ace queen suited three-handed is just an absurdly strong hand.
Yeah.
Chance, if I ever want to get in the PLO streets, you can point me in the right direction, right? If I want to study some PLO.
Yeah, PLO is fun.
Feel like
a lot of hours playing PLO. That used to be like my default was like grind PLO cash and some heads up PLO, and then like I played at 3 or 4 tournaments on full tilt that would run.
If I ever wanted to, I mean, I just hear from what my buddies tell me is that, especially in live cash games, PLO is the game to really make magic happen, basically.
For sure.
Just a lot of cards. 4.
It's fun. Have you played 5-card or 6-card PLO yet?
I was just in Texas playing no limit cash games, but they do the PLO bomb pots.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually played a bunch of PLO hands and just tried to do my best, but it's like such an interesting, different game.
Were they PLO high-low bomb pots?
No, it was a PLO double board bomb pot.
Yeah, so when I was there, they were playing PLO double board high-low.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm down so much money in like cash games on bomb pots playing PLO high-low double board. Like I'm just absolutely terrible at split pot games, and it's like a doubly split pot game.
Nicola, just kind of steady Eddie, pick up some pots here, still maintaining this small chip lead. Simon is in second, C Darwin, and Billion in third. Couple big hands for Nicola. Yeah, and Billion's not been opening those hands. Gets a walk. That's where you show, right? That's where you show the cards. Getting walked with the queens. Ooh, 2 pretty big ones blind on blind. Thank you guys for being here on the GG YouTube channel. Hope you guys are enjoying our coverage. Explosive final table here. Has slowed down here three-handed, but I think we're going to see a very interesting finish here. And M Billion with the ace jack just calls.
Just call, okay.
Still the best hand, but what?
He's overfolded post flop with like a lot of his, maybe like the king 10 on the queen 5 deuce, stuff like that. But like I don't think we'll just do see that.
Okay, ace 9 just checks. And Billion's been willing to check these kind of hands back. Battle of the ace highs. I don't think any player is going to be aggressive with these specific holdings.
Yeah, typically I wouldn't think that either, but that ace 7 of M Billion from before makes me wonder. And now that he's already shown the trappiness, like ace high can't value that. So this will
check.
Yeah.
The jack plays. Tell you what, M Billion's almost back to 5 million. Hanging in there, still making magic happen. Unbelievable.
Gotta love this guy.
I'm a big fan.
How could you cheer for anyone else here?
Yeah. I'll be very happy for him to win.
I would be happy to lose my 500 if he wins.
I'd be happy to collect.
Do we know if he's satellited?
Satellite info. We have lots of technology here from the GG Broadcast Center. I do not know satellite information. And Billion came in with 6th in chips, 30 big blinds. Entire winnings on GG Poker, 13K with an in the money percentage of 9%. Tell you what, those numbers are going to get boosted big.
Yeah. Well, I got 5x with the deuce 3 off here. Definitely one of the hands that, you know, likes to raise versus a limp because it has so little value if you check. But I was surprised to see 5x sizing, especially with such a small ante.
Absolutely.
One big difference between live and online today is that shorthanded online, the ante does actually get smaller because people are putting it in electronically. But live, that isn't the case. So
yeah,
you probably want to stay more active and live with the big blind ante.
That is a massive thing that I think people completely ignore. And when we had Jason Kuhn on, he called it out multiple times. He's like, oh, the big blind, the ante here is 0.8 or the ante is 1.2. And to most people, that seems like not a big difference, but he called it out every single time how big the ante was.
Yeah, it basically just affects the EV of the open, which is where everything in your your tree is going to stem from.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Okay, Simon here, Darwin. This board flops bottom pair.
Pretty sure the king queen wants to check this texture.
Go small.
And that's one thing you'll kind of see as well is like being a chip leader at these situations, like your opponent can't check raise you as much. And like, there's one thing I know about solvers is like, if you could lock a node where your opponent doesn't check raise, the c-bet frequency just goes sky high. And obviously like it's not locked. Like Simon still does have some check raises, but his check raise frequency is like drastically lower than it might be if the stacks were reversed, which will increase Nicola's c-bet frequency quite a bit.
Good breakdown there.
Yeah. And so like people talk about the solver just for a second, like there's 10 times more value in knowing why the solver does what it does than trying to emulate what it does. And so like realizing that like the solver's c-betting this hand here to get value from these hands or to get these hands to fold and understanding why it's choosing those sizings is going to be way more relevant to building a good strategy and trying to emulate it. It's like DTO, for example, great product if you are a reg who totally understands the game and you want to just practice reps. But if you're a recreational player who wants to improve at the game and you're playing like 500s or thousands live or 2000s live, don't fucking do that. Like go and learn how to think about poker. And that's like what we do teach at Chip Leader Coaching is like the ability to think about the game correctly. And like, it will just help you in so many spots. Like if you can memorize every spot, sure, that's great. But like understanding why something happens on King 7 deuce. But then if you only understand what to do on King 7 deuce and then you get the Queen 8 4, like it's not going to be the same. The sizing is going to be a little bit different. The frequencies are going to be a little bit different. And so like it's just so important to actually understand why it's doing what it's doing. Well, it's betting tiny on King 7 deuce because there's no gut shots. Or it's betting much larger on Queen 8 4 because of the number of gut shots on the board. And so it's like understanding those concepts is going to help you so much more than
just getting reps in, basically. Yeah. That's what I was touching on earlier, Chance, is like people want to get better at poker and sometimes there's so much information you don't know where to start. And there's different answers where you're at. And what you touched on there is like if you're a rec, you got to learn how to think about the game at the most basic level. Basically, you need that foundation. You can't just jump to things and then your brain's not going to understand why. You got to learn the basic level to think about the game before you get into anything too complicated after that.
Yeah, like there's some players that play like circuits and stuff in the States, like a Maurice Hawkins type of player, or even someone who plays like a higher stakes all around the US and North America, like Fareed Jotton. Like, I don't think that they're necessarily going to be beating 10K pluses, but I can guarantee you their ROI in a 2,500 is considerably higher than these solver guys. It's not even close.
Very high. Look at this, 3-handed. We're 5 million a pop. 5 million a pop still here at the three-headed
Still
game.
5 million somehow.
Yeah. Unknown chip magnet. Good to see you. Poker Nikki. Good to see you as well. Yeah, Russell, absolutely. Back-to-back shows where we saw dynamic, explosive action and three-handed. I mean, there's different pace in poker. I actually like these deeper spots to see how people navigate. And we really have treaded water with these three. Again, still all very scrunched together.
Sharkscope did confirm that M Billion satellited in. Thank you,
Chance,
Mr. Parmpolo.
Yeah, that's how sharp our community here is. They're doing investigative research.
Good teamwork.
On the side, the detective skills, going to Sharkscope, figuring out that M Billion did in fact satellite in. Let's go, M Billion. Satellite to winner in the Super Millions against the Animals.
For the fans.
For the fans. The
Jack 8 with the heart is a good continue here. I didn't know which form he would do it in. Now Ace 3 has a hand that's likely good, but really wants to deny. And now like that turn shuts down a ton of the backdoor equity. So I would expect to see another small bet here from Nicola. Like really small. Like probably, oh, he checked. I don't know. I don't like a check.
Both players play the board full house.
Do you think my turn betting frequency is too high though in general? So I'm not surprised to see a lot of spots where I bet the turn that they check.
M Billion is living the dream. I love satellites. Oh wow, overbet here. There we go. Nicola, sniff it out. Both players do play the board. A raise would be sick as well.
Yeah, I thought about that, but Simon has a lot of 10x and deuce x in his range, so seems unlikely. And also, that's what he's repping with this sizing, right?
Does win the full amount of the pot.
Very nice.
Very nice. Imagine the ace, you have to call there sometimes. Does get it through. Oh, 7-8 of clubs hits the muck on the button. And we're seeing another blind on blind battle. Blinds go up in 4 hands. All players have locked up 200K here. We're playing for the rest of it. You're a satellite guy, right, Chance?
I do like satellites.
Different world. If you're a good satellite player, you can just do so well.
Yeah, I just think they're like really good value is why I do play them still.
Absolutely. Good to see you, Frank, Jason, Mohit, Alawa, joining us here on the GG YouTube channel. We'll be back next Tuesday. Our guest next week? Unknown. I'm never allowed to spoil them.
They don't let you tell?
Well, first of all, we just never know. Like poker players have trouble committing to anything, and especially like 7 days in advance. It's really difficult to book people in.
Yeah,
like we had a different guest book for today, and then like 10 hours before the show started, basically like, yeah, he can't make it. So we had to, thankfully Chance joined us here, shared some of his poker expertise. Simon again, rivering the winner, goes for value here. Now queen high, thinking about it. Simon gaining momentum, taking the chip lead here. No big highlight reel pot, but a steady dose of winning small pots. Darwin's doing what he does best. And yeah, the 9-7 he's going to be pretty excited to open, especially with M Billion in the big blind. Now, does Nicola go for a 3-bet here with Queen Jack?
I think it's probably a mix. I could see all 3 options being acceptable. I would have called at some frequency for sure.
Simon, not a massive lead, but has taken the lead over. Blinds up in 2 hands.
How many hands per level is it? 20?
20 hands per level.
Okay, thanks.
One time I want to make the final table, and then someone else must substitute in. Could I host and play the final table at the same time? Would that be allowed?
If anyone could do it, it's you. But
I'm excited. I'm excited to play. I got a big online schedule for tomorrow. I'm ready to fire.
nice.
Let's go.
Are Tuesdays good online Tuesdays? Or Wednesdays, rather, sorry.
Yeah, the weekend's the best. I think that's when people are in there the lightest, you know? Especially my average buy-in level is about 180 bucks. Some bigger, some smaller. Big hand here for Nicola. Pocket sevens, facing the 4x. Probably just going to call versus the 4x. Chance, I've been playing on GG Poker a long time. I have decided the sevens are what we call the GG nuts. They overperform on this wonderful website.
Sevens do?
They're so good.
I'm an 8s and 6s, guys.
No, the sevens on GG are the GG nuts. Interesting hand here. Big raise from the 10-9. Pocket seven is going to continue. Does Simon lay down the hammer?
Not on that turn.
Yeah, that turn's not an exciting one to barrel.
Well, I guess like how much 5x does Nicola really have calling 4x?
Yeah, it just does.
But again, it's just a tough board to continue bluffing on this far.
Nicola is running short on the shot clock. Just 2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining.
I can
Yeah,
see
exactly, JF.
Sometimes
Every website feels like they have a super nutted hand. I'm just saying, if you're in a GG tournament with the sevens, play it strong.
I used to always punt with 5s. It was my favorite hand. And man, I just 4-bet rip it like nearly 100% frequency. It was, but
I love that. Jack rolls off. Is Simon done with this? No, not done by any means. Half pot bluff here. This is a defining moment in this tournament. If Nicola can snipe this out,
he just has so many better hands to call with.
Come on, Nicola. Think through the hand. Raise.
He's going to fold. No.
My boy Nicola Chance. He's a different breed.
On.
That is a massive, massive, massive pot in this tournament. Nicola up to 7 million as the blinds go up. That was huge. TSN turning point. I feel like that moment right there. Wait, you're American. You don't get TSN.
Never even heard of TSN.
Oh, TSN is a Canadian sports broadcasting
network?
channel.
Okay. Yeah.
And every time there's, oh wow, aces on the button for Nicola here. Anytime there's a big like turnover in a football game or whatever, they play the music. Dun dun dun. TSN turning point. That's what that hero call was.
I like it. That little short on that shot clock.
Yeah, time's a factor, definitely. But the chip lead, 7 million. Another blind on blind battle here. Again, you guys, Chance is a little bit biased towards Simon, last remaining member on Chance's fantasy team.
$1,000 swing.
Big swing. Yes, we've each wagered 500 USD. I'm sweating this really hard, man. Come on now. You know, in December, I went on the sharpest upswing in my entire career. Since then, though, lost a little bit in poker, and you know, the crypto market getting crushed has really hurt me. Really hurt me badly. I think it's hurt a lot of people in the poker world. Well, big flop for M Billion. Been chilling recently, but huge flop here. Chat says M Billions is going to win on time. No, when you run out of time, you're still given extra 5 seconds. Ooh, this is a turn that Nicola could fire here for sure.
Yeah, in theory, I agree, but I don't think it's going to happen at a very high frequency. Just because M Billions range has so much, like very little deuce X and so much like Jack 10 and Queen X. But he has a great combo to bet with on the turn. So
there's the bet. And Billions is going to call.
There's always spots where I'm torn, where it's like he has so many continues, but I have a good hand to bet.
Yeah. And Billions going to continue this one.
Oh, yeah.
Calling. River, brick.
I could see him blasting, but I mean, probably not, just because he has like played pretty close to the vest.
Check, check. M Billion wins a nice one there. Nicola chip leading. M Billion in second. Simon still with lots of chips in third place here. Chance Kornuth, I see you in the YouTube chat as well.
Yeah, I don't need to answer all the questions out loud.
Queens are hot. Nicola flopping the trips here. What am I going to do with Chance's 500 USD?
That's what we need to pull the audience for.
What am I going to do? Oh, I can't say something like that.
Yeah, jinx it. Go for it.
Are you superstitious at all?
I call it superstitious. It's a funny question, actually. I was actually talking with Thomas Molacher and another, like, maybe not Thomas Molacher, doesn't matter, but like 2 high-level pros that like played this tournament recently on, I don't know, dinner break and something. And I chance that there's some luck-based things that science can't describe yet.
Yeah.
But like, I'm so founded in math and logic that like I try to not let myself waste mental power thinking about it.
Makes sense.
And it's probably even comical for me to say that here. I'm sure people are like, what the fuck? But in general, like, I wonder, like, I do wonder.
Interesting. So the answer is you're not superstitious, but there's a little room for, maybe there's some magic out there.
But I'm curious. Yeah. Very curious.
Queen 7 with 5th pair. Nicola has bluffed the turn, and you think this is a hand you follow through with on this river card. One of our best bluff candidates here, I think, with the 10-4 of spades.
Yeah, I think so too. Problem is, like, the check bet line is a lot more credible when the ace isn't the river. Because we don't have a lot of aces that bet the turn.
It does just give it up.
I think it was a really good line to take in general on like every non-ace, probably 7 or 8 river.
Just gives it up. I'm with you, Chance. I do not believe I'm superstitious, but last year there was just like a couple months stretch where I did get a little superstitious. And then quickly I realized that, like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, this is not, it's just like, 5x here with the deuce 7. Slight disrespect from Nicola. What's up, Russell, Frank, Jack, Jeremy? Good to see you guys. Yeah, exactly. Always have an open mind. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Every Tuesday, come and join me. Break down this final table action. As we're seeing these 3 battle it out, slug it out. The dog days of summer here. Have you heard of that terminology, Chance? The dog days of summer?
I have, but I don't grasp it fully.
It relates to the MLB baseball season.
Oh.
The dog days of summer are the grindy parts of the schedule late in July, August, when you're really, those baseball teams play 162 games per season. That is outrageous.
It's insane
that you play 162 baseball games in a regular season.
I mean, they're only active for like 14% of each game, but
Yeah, absolutely.
I have so much trouble watching baseball. Like,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
funny because I actually think they are some of, if maybe not the most athletic sports players, but I
For
just think
sure.
it's fucking so boring.
So slow. So
Yeah.
slow.
Queen 10. Oh, the sizing. Oh, yeah, it's the big blind. He's going to call that.
Oh, big turn for Simon.
I do not wonder if the earth is flat. Science has proven that. That it is not flat.
Queen 10. I'm gonna value bet here. After turn goes check, check, I believe. Blind on blind
probably
spots.
for
No,
about third. I'm surprised
It's
that
not.
checks.
We've seen many blind on blind battles here between Simon and Nicola. Pretty even between the two, actually. That one big hand was the hero call with 2 7s from Nicola. That definitely changed the dynamic of the tournament a little bit. So Nicola's been raising the small blind a lot against M Billion. This time
It's been really,
Billion-
it's been polar though. These like mediums have been limped, I think, at a pretty high frequency.
Sharp chance, very sharp. M Billion has a nutted hand here. This is quite the battle between these three.
So this is a funny spot where like M Billion isn't raising very often, and Nicola probably wants to keep it that way, but he can't like use time bank to do so because he doesn't have any. So like had he had 4 minutes on his clock, I bet he uses 15 or 20 seconds there to like tank fold, as opposed to if he can't in this situation.
Min raise again. This has been M Billion's strategy, the min raise blind on blind. Both
This is the first time he's done it with a good hand.
Ace King suited. Winner.
Yeah.
Daniel's chance. What is one of the most difficult spots you've ever faced in your career during a tournament? Great question. Wow. Ace King again, by the way.
Difficult spots I've faced in a tournament.
What's or you know, we can rephrase that question a little bit as well. Like what's one that you wish you could have back?
Oh, the Ace King jam in the main.
Not even close. It, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It was just a situation where like I had the much softer of the two tables. Was fortunate enough to have incredible live reads on everyone. And like had I just like called there, like he slow plays on ace high board. Like so I've thought about that one a lot for sure.
Remind me, you shoved Ace King. George Holmes, eventual second place finisher, just has aces.
Yeah.
Did you flop any equity or was it just dead?
It came ace high. I had 0% on the flop.
That sucks.
It was the only time I was on and called the entire tournament.
Big turn here for M Billion. M Billion could take the chip lead here.
Unfortunately for him, he's just not going to get any action.
Winner. Look at M Billion doing their thing. Simon's going to raise. Nicola. Here comes the 3-bet. I'm calling it 3-bet time. 770.
Yeah.
770K.
I'm thinking 820.
It's coming in. What a great 3-bet spot. No. And Billion's going to defend. Does pass on it. Highlander, where's the Blizzarian emotes? Yeah, this table has been, you know, sometimes you see some active emojis on the Super Millions final table.
I mean, I love them. The Granyu ones, the Elky ones, the Blizzarian ones, they're great.
The Blizzarian ones are really good. Really, really good emojis. And like even the classic yellow ones are just so good as well.
Man, I have the fondest memory of Blizzarian. I actually coached him for like 3 hours the night before his heads up session with Alec Gore, where he won like $11 million. And like he just randomly reached out to me. I think Roble told him to ask me. And this is probably like 8 years ago. And I just got a 10K free roll. If he won over $1 million, I woke up from the text at like 3 a.m. He's like, I won He's like, I owe you 10K. I'm like, how much did you win? He's like, 10.8 million. I'm like, let me hear some hands. And he's telling me this hand, and he's like, there's one hand where he's like, I raise aces, he 3-bets, or like no, like I think he 3-bet aces, and the guy 4-bet, and he's like, so I make it 2 million with aces, and I'm like, what a dream this is. What, like, this is just incredible.
That's amazing. Nice play here from Simon. Perfect squeeze spot with ace-7. Get some good hands to fold. You coached Blazarian before his like nosebleed session. I never knew that. That's amazing.
That wasn't even actually the story I was referring to that I think is so funny about him. So he's actually had 3 heart attacks.
Wow.
And the story about his third, or all of them, was written on 2+2 back in the day somewhere, I think by him. And I had this friend who like has this wonderful like meathead voice and is like, so, and like it just literally read the whole story in like a fake Dan Blazarian voice, and we were just like all sitting around laughing, and like I wish I had the recording. Like it's absolutely amazing.
I met Blazarian at the GG party during the WSOP. Nice. I interacted with him for like 15 seconds, and I was like ready to talk to him or whatever. But you know, like you know, when the eyes glaze over, a lack of eye contact, you know, I'm not some you know, young hot woman, so I don't think he was super interested. So I was like, he was nice in our brief interaction, but I could tell it. He didn't want to go anything past that. He didn't want to be buddies or anything.
Yeah, I'm friends with Jay Farber, and so when he final tabled, Dan and I both had like a small piece of the main, and it was definitely some. Like they just had no interest in like talking poker, and like, you know, it was like more like, all right, what are we gonna do tonight? Which party are we gonna go to?
Jay Farber at the final table. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm pretty good friends with Jay. I've known him for a long time.
M Billion's gonna scoop a small one here. Guess what, Chance? All 3 players have 5 million chips.
Oh, haven't seen that before.
And Nicola is absolutely out of time. That is a storyline to pay attention to. Bet, call, wow. M Billion is officially the chip leader.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
M Billion is chip leading. And again, there's basically no separation between these 3. I mean, we have to follow the storyline of Nicola just having the double zeros. Because I mean, if they're
we should also talk about him passing on the C bets. I'm sorry, the small blind 3-bets. And a big product of like, it's really important in a tournament to know like where the value is coming from. So like in this situation, he has 3 positions. The small blind, which is going to obviously be his least profitable position. The button, which is a really, the small blind, when it folds to him, he's like absolutely printing.
Yeah.
For the reasons we talked about earlier. The small blind, when the button raises, is like becomes so unattractive when your button is very profitable. Your big blind defense versus M Billion, when he's not raising enough buttons, becomes more profitable. So basically, like every other spot is so profitable that like, yeah, that Jack 10 3-bet is probably quite plus EV. But the amount of chips he has to risk in order to, you know, make a big blind or something is probably not worth it if he's making half a big blind every time he limps the small or gets to open the button.
Couple of pairs here. Double zeros. He timed out 8s. He timed out 8s, and it turned out to be an amazing decision.
This is epic.
I can't believe that. Like we said he's on the double zeros. He times out 8s, which he must be pissed about, but it worked out perfectly because pocket 10s are in the big blind.
That was amazing.
Goodness.
That was great. That made me happy.
Oh, the lucky timeout. My goodness. That's too funny.
Oh, that's so good.
He just wasn't aware about it. Oh, it saved him too.
I'm so curious what would have happened if he 3-bet small. Like, I know what most players would do at 10s there, but I'm just so curious about our boy. No, not the Jack. Well, I guess that's good for my bet, but that's how much I'm cheering for M Billion. Yeah. I'm just so emotionally invested in his success.
Absolutely.
His or her.
M Billion really is the people's champion. That was a funny series of events. And Simon has once again taken, oh no, it's pretty close to the chip lead, but Oh my goodness.
And the tens get shown, so Nicola gets to be happy about his eights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. What a series of events.
I think Nicola was like sizing out a 3-bet probably and just like timed out, and then
I've done that before where like it's 7 digits you have to type unless he's in big blinds. But like before you could play in big blinds, like when you get super deep and stuff, like typing that many places, even with a 9 key, is like pretty hard. And there's been a lot of spots where like you burn time bank, or in this case, time out because of it.
Very difficult. You just it adds another level of tension when somebody hits the double zeros on the Super Millions final table, because the decision has to come in swiftly. Simon has his opponent basically stone dead here with the Jack 8. Has his opponent bluffing. It's good when your opponent is bluffing and you have almost 100% equity.
Oh. And like here's another situation like we talked about earlier where the ante is so much smaller. So like typically in blind versus blind live, like there's 3 big blinds and you're risking 1 to win 3. So like the EV of that bet is considerably higher than when you're risking 1 to win 2.3.
Nasty run out here for Nicola. Simon's going to get some money. He has the stone nuts, and Nicola has to feel pretty good about their hand on this run out. So I think we're going to see 1 bet go in at least. Yeah, he's going to snap that.
Yeah, I don't really see any value in raising.
Unless he times out again. All right, Simon. Back to 6 million. Wow, all these players have shared the chip lead at 1.3 handed here.
Yeah, it's a good match.
Who got 4th? I can't even remember. It was so long ago. Who got 4th?
No, I don't know.
Feels like a different lifetime ago. I believe it was
you were
Justin.
3 on. I think you were 3 on 1 though, right? So
Justin Bonomo is the correct answer. Justin Bonomo. Chance, would you 3-bet fold the 10s there and 4? Yeah, that could have been a very interesting hand.
That's why I really wanted to see a small blind 3-bet, because I was so curious what would happen.
Mm-hmm. Billion hanging in there in a big way. Man, I'm excited. WSB main's not that far away.
I know. Like so excited to try again.
You got 16th. Can you improve on that position?
Maybe.
I'm gonna bang off a deep live WSP main run one of these days. One of these days. I went to the WSP this year for the first time, played a full schedule, got that first experience. Bricked pretty hard, but also like learned some things, how to approach it, how to attack a series.
I always like forget, and specifically the main event. I always play so bad on day 1 in that tournament. Just trying to take chips from people when people just give them away is not a good plan.
Yeah.
And so I actually took notes about like day 1, do this, day 2, do this. And so I'm trying not to, like, even on day 1 this year, like I overset this same little old lady twice. Jacks against 5s both times. Both times I turned quad jacks, and I didn't stack her.
Wow. She just
and I bagged like starting stack.
Let me buy action in her.
Yeah.
Huge turn here for Simon.
I don't see him continuing.
Simon eking out a small chip lead here, 6.5 million. Very interesting 3-handed play. King 5 suited. If M Billions passes on the King 5 of diamonds on the button. Ooh.
See, and like think about how much EV both other players gain by not facing it open there.
Yeah.
It goes to the reason that Nickel is not going to be like playing as aggressively, or either of them are going to be playing as aggressively, because like M Billion literally is just going to effectively bleed. And so like they're very, very likely, the two of them, to get heads up if that's going to continue.
The suited king on the button. I fantasize about it folding to me on the button and looking down at the King 5.
I'll take it under the gun.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually one of like the first leaks my coach discovered. He's like, bro, you play like such a wuss with the suited kings. It's like, do you realize the hidden value in there? The suited King X.
They're cool.
It's like King 5 suited is like, you know, the younger cousin of the Ace 5 suited 4 years ago when people started falling in love with the Ace 5 suited. Nicola, Simon. It really does feel like, as much as I'm an M Billion fan, you never know what's going to happen. It feels like the Nicola Simon heads up is looming.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a situation where, like, obviously, like, M Billion could do well, but he's like clearly the favorite to get third.
Wow, this is a spicy one. Top pair flush draw for Simon. M Billion with Ace 4 strong hand and the Ace of Hearts. We could see something here. Pair plus flush draw is one of
Does
my
he ever
favorite.
check this back against him? No, guess not.
Billion's going to check call. Pair plus flush draw, one of my favorite things to have happen to me.
Yeah.
So fun.
Good looking hand.
Now, M Billion still has to kind of like their hand here with the Ace 4. Simon's going to bet.
I can see a check.
Chance too good. You win that round.
It's nice of him to make me right sometimes. Wow. It's
Interesting.
bigger than expected from this hand.
Half pot called. Simon. Simon's feeling strong. He's feeling powerful. Winning a series of hands in a row here. Oh,
Ooh.
this is our first time we've seen
M Billion might be back in action.
Is M Billion going to min raise again?
Min raise?
It would be perfect because Simon would just
pile.
There it is, the min raise.
Let's go. And
Simon.
Like, I mean, he's obviously just all in. Or do you think he threw that call?
I think it's all in. This is what M Billion needed. The Ace King versus the Ace Queen setup.
Let's go.
There it is. M Billion.
Now he's getting his phone out.
Quickly.
This is ready, baby.
Here we go.
Record. Call.
For the chip lead. Ace King, Ace Queen. Chop opportunities. Oh. King for justice. Oh, the M Billion fans.
Hate to see it.
You hate to see it. Wow, M Billion was going to be the chip leader there. No justice.
Why they got to do that to us?
Better than a queen, I guess. Better than a queen, but it's funny how your last horse, you're anti-sweating your last horse in our bet.
Oh yeah, I'm anti-sweating Nicola and Simon. They got all the money. This guy it'd probably be like life-changing, you know? I imagine the majority of the people that satellite in winning 300K is going to be life-changing.
Absolutely. Unbelievable 6 on the turn. Nasty to chop there.
Ooh, see, that's a great raise by Simon here. Nicola has shown a propensity to not do much from the small.
The shot clock, man. The shot clock. Okay.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Down to 1 second. I'm nervous every time Nicola has a hand. Makes me sweat. Like, that was down to, if he didn't get that in for half more second, it was going to fold the jacks. Oh, unbelievable action. We've seen some crazy, I mean, we're going back a while now, but Devoris got it in good and lost. Mark got it in good versus Simon and lost. A couple bad beats here pre-flop.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely been the angry RNG.
The angry RNG. Chance, let's both win a lot of money this next couple of years playing poker.
That sounds fun.
You and me. Let's both do it.
I can dig it.
You're going to do it. I'm going to do it too.
I'm going to play a lot of live poker.
See, that's what I would love to do. But I'm also, like, at the World Series, I can't fill my hole cards. They just won't allow it. That's a big thing.
Hmm? What?
Like, I would love to go to the World Series and, like, document it, you know, film.
Oh, film your whole cards. I
Film,
thought you
yeah,
said feel.
yeah.
I was so confused. I'm like, yeah, it's cold in there. I can oftentimes can't feel my hands.
Film, yeah, film. Good spot here for Nicola, but not going to get much more with the top pair. Simon, I think playing the best, we can say confidently.
Yeah, Darwin's just fucking great.
Matthew says, hi, Kevin. Great to see you. Great to see you, Matthew. Great to see all you guys in the YouTube chat. If you're enjoying the show, smash that thumbs up button. Click it, click it, click it.
He does one of the best jobs, Darwin, Simon, of adjusting his play based on who he's against. He's not just like stuck in the solver stuff. Like he's well aware, like certain spots are spots to 4-bet jam a lot wider, and like he shows up with hands that it would not be like approved from like a chart, but it's like against the opponent to 3-bet, it's perfect. And like I think he just plays above the rim.
Yeah.
Oh, so now he 3x. See how unbalanced this one was? That's weird.
What is Simon going to do with the 5s? You would think it would just be a shove, but now that M Billions has come with this bigger size, there it is.
Gotta be on, yeah.
M Billions is going to gamble here. They're not folding the King Jack suited. Oh, and I am incorrect.
Oh, that's a big gain for Simon, getting that hand to fold.
Here we go. Yes, Justin Bonomo got 4th. It was fun watching him play. DeVoris was an early casualty. Here we are, 3-handed. We've been at 3-handed for a long time here. M Billion, the short stack. We're not going to rag on players or whatever, but you know, Chance and I are here to definitely call it like we see it as well.
Nope, I'm done ragging now that we're 3-handed.
I love the guests that you've brought some funky stuff for sure. There's sometimes you get a guest that just doesn't give like 2 shits, and they're like, this guy sucks. Like, what is he doing? Like,
yeah.
Like he's like, what the hell is he doing? What is he thinking? King Deuce gives the walk as well. M Billion needs to, I mean, very unlucky to have that chop Ace King versus Ace Queen.
This will be interesting. I'd imagine Simon raises small blind, but he might stick to the lower variance style. It's like a combo that wants to raise as the chip leader.
Nicola gets the walk.
Yeah, and you can see Simon and Nicola are making that same adjustment where like they're just not taking every spot versus each other for the reasons we spoke about.
Hey, every player has a jack. M Billion, Queen Jack suited. Seems like a good spot. All in versus the button. Seems like a great shove spot.
I'd like to see that.
Simon's going to be opening almost every single button here.
Yeah. Especially into M Billion. I mean, I think he's probably going to be raising 90, maybe +%.
Yeah, Johnny Reed has the numbers. In 1 hour, we went from 9-handed to 3-handed, and we have been 3-handed for coming up on 2 hours now.
Yeah, I just glanced at a clock. It has been a while.
M Billion gets it done with the lead.
Oh,
come on, M Billion. Stay strong. This is going to be a walk here, I think, from what we've seen.
You can also see his inexperience based upon like the different bet sizings. Like the fact that it's like he very rarely bets less than half pot. The only time we saw was the Jack-6 defense and the lead on the flop was, I think, half maybe, and then the turn was like 30%.
Tell you what, Simon's loving the situation. I don't think Nicola's going to get crazy out of line with M Billion being short. Blinds are going up in 1 more hand, 2 more hands here. 1 more hand. Oh. See, normally this would be a really nice 3-bet spot, but being that middling stack, you can see all options. Does find the 3-bet. Nice find from Nicola.
It's also a little harder to play 3-bet pots when you don't have a time bank.
Yeah. The double zeros always loom large. There you go, Nicola. 6 million. on the heels. Blinds are up. 80K 160. An increase to the blind level. Chance. Anything I can do actively in my daily life? Oh, this is bad news for M Billion. This is
Wonder if
bad
he
news.
just rips it. I don't think he's going to raise fold this time.
It's going in, and it's going to be a world of hurt for M Billion versus the Ace King of Simon.
Yeah, he already raised folded a good hand. He's not going to do it twice.
What does Simon do here? Just pile, maybe?
I think it's like 1.4, 1.5. Makes sense.
Good call. You've been sharp today, Chance.
It's like,
do not think M Billion's going to fold.
Can't not see the hand and then try to figure out what they're going to do.
Oh, a jack.
Say hello to my little friend. Let's go.
3 million in the middle.
Just take my 500, Kev.
Man, Simon's dead to a king here. Unbelievable turn
What a
of
great
events.
flop for $1 billion.
Unbelievable.
One more spade.
Wow. M Billion. Guess what? All three players kind of close to 5 million. Oh, it's too much fun. M Billion. This is the most biased I've ever been towards the player.
Oh, not even close.
It's not even.
Unless I have like a piece.
Chat's losing their mind. The jack. Let's go.
My mic stand is blocking the chat, but
can M Billion capitalize on the fortunate flop? Not a good board here for them. Payback for the chop, exactly. A little bit of justice. Honestly, the worst hand has outperformed the best hand in the pre-flop all-ins of this final table. By a significant margin, the best hand has come away the winner.
I mean, almost every single time.
Yeah, exactly. Small bet by the jack 9. And if M Billion could switch a gear, find some check raises, like really turn up the aggression, it would be so successful based on how they played this final table so far.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, maybe I'll just hit him with this one. That'd make me so happy if he just found the 3-5 off through that.
Would have been amazing.
Oh, we got a new chip leader.
Shout out to your wife Emily. I've never met Emily, actually, but you said, Chance, you canceled on her last minute.
Yeah. We're gonna go check out Lifetime Fitness, go to Costco, grab a meal, you know.
Oh, shout out to the wife. How long you guys been married for?
About 6.5 years.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I did that to my wife the other day as well. Hey, honey, can we change plans last minute? She's usually very understanding.
That's mine's biggest peeve.
Oh, the cancel.
Yeah.
7-9 here, blind on blind. You can see, yeah, Darwin just limped in the ace queen. Has been playing very snug fit. Good poker blind on blind, but definitely not like taking outrageous spots or anything.
Here he comes. Here he comes. He's ready.
4 suited.
960.
There it is.
880. We're going smaller.
Small 3-bet bluff sizes. He just knows. Go ahead.
One thing you'll notice with people's sizing is for the elite, for example, Nicola's pre-flop sizing when he was the chip leader 9-handed was like 1.05x, 1.1x, or I'm sorry, 2.05x, 2.1x. And then when he was second in chips at the 3-handed, he was opening 2.3x on the button. And then when he was first in chips, it was 2.2x. And so like the frequencies is kind of a direct correlation. God, these guys are so good, man.
You gotta like that.
So good.
Darwin.
Simon with the 4-bet. King 4
Darwin's
offsuit. Let's
fucking
go. What a
beast.
spot. Takes it. Unbelievable pull of the trigger there. I thought he was just going to muck. He finds the 4-bet bluff. Whew. That's beautiful. Now ace-3 folds the button. Chat, how many of you guys thought the 4-bet was coming in there with the king 4? I bet none.
I didn't.
What a moment to seize the play. Really strong stuff.
Love to see it, but didn't expect it.
Wow, back-to-back kings. Is that allowed?
No.
I mean, man, that's like getting dealt king, 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 king in Omaha. Very rare to have the same card handed to you 4 times in a row.
Yeah. Is that the same odds? No, it's not.
Interesting point. JF in the chat says Simon was attacking the lack of time. That could actually play into it. Like if you hit him with the 4-bet, he's just like not going to be able to like.
Also, did you see his 4-bet was like quick?
Yeah. To put
Yeah,
the
so it's
pressure,
like,
to put the
here,
time. It's
You got 5 seconds to decide, buddy.
There's a little bit of metagame there. Absolutely. That's very interesting. Good point there, JF.
Nicola, what are you doing? Okay. I was like, we're not folding small blind.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh. Big
Sure
flop
what
for
A3
king
wants to do
5.
here. I think A3 wants to bet big. Huh. But you don't have to bet big when you're playing against someone who's pretty straightforward.
Wow. There it is. The straight for M billion. Russell says we're getting a ton of great poker strat from Chance Kornuth. Maybe he should run a poker site, coaching site. Good suggestion.
Hold on.
Yeah, I said that. Chip leader coaching, boys and girls.
What happened on the turn? Check.
Check.
Man, he's so trappy.
Very trappy.
Like even on these textures that are not trappy.
King 5 wins. You run chip lead coaching. I need short stack 10 big blinds blinding out coaching. That's the site I need to subscribe to.
I bet you got those shove charts dialed, Kev.
No, dude. The short stack is actually, it's got to be one of the weaker parts of my game.
Me too.
I feel good, like deep, like not like 300 big steep, but like, 40 to 70. I'll print hard versus weaker players, but
Yeah, it's hard to exploit people when you're shallower.
this is true.
Harder.
Here we are. An all-time run here, 3-handed. This could be this is definitely the longest stretch we've had without an elimination. We called it too. We had such chaos. We got deep 3-handed, and Simon has emerged here with the chip lead, but it's not like a significant chip lead by any means. M billion. Billion. 1,000 millions chance.
That's a lot of millions.
Think of that. That's how sick of a difference it is between a million and a billion.
Have you ever gotten to 1 billion chips in a tournament?
I don't think so. I think not.
I got to like 650 million once. And there was 1 billion in play too.
Oh, that's sick.
It was in like a ACR $200 big one. And I ended up like getting third. But man.
Oh, the Venom or something like that?
No, in that one I've actually gotten like final 4 tables like 6 times. and I've never final tabled it. So that one is still on my mind. Still on my bucket list.
Interested. Both players connect here. Check. Simon, the best of it. A big way with 2 9s here.
I'm thinking check 1/3 call. could check behind again, but I think that there's a lot of merit to betting small.
Ooh. This might work to get a small bet out of M Billion on the river. Well, M Billion does the betting.
Can't raise this guy.
Yeah, going to be a call and a scoop. No, I've never had 1 billion chips. I think like 400 million is what I remember having or something.
We both have something to cross off our bucket list eventually.
1 billion chips.
Billion. Doesn't that sound fun?
My dad was obsessed with numbers. And I remember he told me as a child, he's like, Kevin, he's like, think of 1 million seconds. He's like, how long do you think that is? It's like, I don't know, Dad. That's a long time. He's like, 1 million seconds is 11 days.
I'm over here with a calculator while you're saying that.
Yeah, just double check this math while I say this, by the way.
All right, so it's that many minutes.
So he's like, 1 million
That many
seconds
hours.
is 11 days.
He's right.
And then he's like, how long is like 1 billion seconds? And you're like, wow, if 1 million's 11 days, 1 billion might be like 200 days or something. No. He's like, 1 billion seconds is 32 years. Whoa, mind blown. He's a young child. That's right. 1 million seconds is 11 days. 1 billion seconds is 32 years. Puts in perspective the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire. So
Yeah, I mean, just when you're talking in terms of magnitude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Big hand here for Nicolas Simon. Just so good. And he's playing in a style that is like really grinding these other players down.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna run
King
into
five,
the strong
like
one
the
here.
offsuit king X's are like from a solver perspective, they really, really like to raise. Because like it's hard for them to realize a lot of the stuff that folds just, you know, has 42% equity. And
Mm-hmm. Six hands and level 36. What does M Billion do with the 4-6 off? Just mucks it. Just passes.
oh yeah, we're not interested in that garbage.
Chance, do you golf?
Poorly.
I
noticed you're a pretty good stick.
actually make some golf content. I'm a decent amateur.
That's how I know you are a pretty good stick.
Decent amateur. I want to put it together one year. Like the thing is, I can't dedicate. Golf is my favorite sport. If I could, like, I would love just to have 3 months off of my life just to golf full time and like get a coach, practice, see how good I could get. But you know, with poker being the number one thing in my imagination, it's like that just has to take my like. How can I justify studying golf when you know I have a poker career to go after? Golf is so good though, so good. Oh.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. And that's like one of the reasons I'm excited to like maybe, you know, downsize the house and like live somewhere else and like focus more on golf and father and husband, and it just seems fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I've been working hard for years and I think I'm gonna start working a little less hard.
Hey, good for you. At 35, if you're in a good spot in life, that's the dream. Crush a career and then take your foot off the gas. Enjoy other aspects of life.
For sure. What's
your handicap, Kevin? You're talking golf handicap. I have a couple.
Oh, come on. That had to be an intentional joke. There's no way. There's no way.
I did. I did
way too clever to not be intentional.
I did seize the moment. Golf handicap is like 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there.
I broke 100 one time.
What's that?
I've only broken 100 once.
Wow.
It was at the golf course at the Wynn, which is really easy. Like all of the holes are kind of like bowls.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so you're a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left. You kind of end up in the fairway. It's a very friendly course.
I got to go play that course.
Short too.
King 9 off hits the muck on the button.
And man, I got a 99 and I had like a 92 going into the final hole. Smashed my drive, hit a chip, and then I literally like intentionally took 5 putts because I didn't want to blade a pitching wedge over the green on 18 into the water and not break 100 for the first time. So I was like putting up the rough and onto the green and actually barely broke 100 at 99.
Wow. Yeah. So if I go shoot, I'll usually shoot anywhere between 84 to 86 is usually where I land. When I'm in form, I shot 80 last year. I had an eagle putt for 79.
Wow, that's strong.
Yeah, birdied for 80. I got potential on the golf course, but I just need to put it together. Like I need a coach. I need to like go after it. I think I could get pretty good. Nicola. King 10. JS is still three-handed. Yeah, we're seeing an all-time three-handed battle here. Blinds are up.
Here we go.
100K, 200K.
I'm curious how this one plays out.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Fives could shove. There it is. Good call chance. Ace 10 is not going to call. I think.
And I actually like learn from stuff like this too, because my gut says rip, but I don't know that it's necessarily optimal. But like I see the stack sizes, like it makes sense. But then seeing Darwin do it, I'm like, all right, that was the best option available.
Yeah, great call there with the increase in blinds. And billion. Top pair. How does Billion proceed? The Turkish player, the people's champion.
People's champ.
Satellite to final three and still battling. That's the thing is like.
What a legend.
Yeah, of course. Legend is an understatement. Nicola was the chip leader for majority of this final table. Simon has announced himself recently. Simon? Who is Simon? Simon is C. Darwin. Discoverer of the, oh, just a rip here. It's really nice. It's going to work as well. We can see Ace 5 has the best of it, but.
I mean, ripping these mediums and just putting Nicola in the cage when like, just fantastic. Yeah.
Good. Shove this
not
one.
Quite a rip. This will just be a mid-range, I think.
Do good chance. It's as if you know strategy very well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at closing tournaments. I might have some of the fundamental, maybe not fundamental leaks, but like I might not be as well versed in the solver as some of these guys, but like the ICM stuff is very, very intuitive. Hey, want to come say hi on stream?
Yes. Get the wife. Is that the wifey?
I have pizza and salad.
Oh,
Hi.
I'm jealous. Hi. Nice to see you. That's Emily.
Good to see you.
Hey, Kev, you finally got to meet Emily.
Emily, we need to hang out sometime. Double date. My wife would love you guys as well.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Let's do it. We're really fun.
I sense that. You don't have to convince me.
I'll come eat soon. I don't think this will last much longer.
Okay.
Thanks, babe.
I'll leave it in the kitchen.
Wow, pizza. Seems cool. You guys seem like an awesome couple. Pocket eights here, facing the raise. Are we all in?
Oh yeah,
we're all in. Just
what?
Calls.
What happened?
Just calls. Missed opportunity, I think, to take a big one down pre-flop. I know I'm billion short, but like eights just kind of are a nightmare hand to play post-flop.
I don't get it. Like I'm all in there every time. Like I must be missing something.
No, I'm with you. Decides to peel.
I think it's something that people are really bad at in poker. And something I'm going to compliment myself on, where like, just because someone does something differently than you doesn't mean that they're bad or that what they're doing is wrong. And so like trying to figure out why those players, like, because there's players that people think are terrible that win, and it just because they don't play with it. Like it's so much better to actually try to figure out why they're doing what they're doing and why they win. Like, yeah, they have leaks, maybe you can exploit them, but they're doing really well against other players for a certain reason. And so like asking yourself, okay, like I'm gonna ask myself here, like, why do you just flat that? I can't tell you immediately, but it's definitely something I will be thinking about.
And that is a big pot for Simon, who has really announced himself as the overwhelming favorite here. The biggest stack we've seen is almost 9 million. Yeah, chat. You guys, I think you're correct. Everyone chat saying the lack of time bank could have played a factor there. This is one thing I'm really learning about this final table structure is like you basically just have to manage your time. The 5 seconds to make these intense decisions just is not enough. You can do your best, but maybe that did play a factor there for sure. As Darwin's really on the what feels like the cusp of victory here.
I think like when the timing plays a factor, it's when typing in a number. Going all in is just 2 clicks. So I doubt it really makes too big of a difference there. Good.
Nicola wins a nice pot. Nice answer. Yeah, we're going to see an explosive conclusion to this 3-handed battle. We're set records, though. On the clock, I believe it is 2 hours and 15 minutes 3-handed, which is, pretty extreme for an online final table.
I got to go buy a suit today. When are we going to?
You're getting
Alex Foxen and Kristen Bicknell's wedding at the end of the month.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah,
are masks mandatory at that event?
I don't think they're allowed.
Shout out to Alex Foxen and Kristen Bicknell.
Oh man.
All in M billion, you have to shove the threes.
Not if you're gonna flop a set. You can trap them.
You can just call and flop bottom set.
All right. So I'm predicting check, quarter to third, call. He's just trappy, right? Like this he's not raising a set here. He might. So there's our quarter. Come on, trap him. Let's go.
Oh, trap him. This might work. M billion just calls the threes pre, flops
right.
Bottom set.
It's check. Now it's check third, call. Maybe not third, maybe like 30%. It might be a tiny bit smaller here.
This is the dream card for M billion.
Simon thinks it is too.
You called it again, Chance. There's the third pot. Are we continue the slow play? Call.
He's dead.
Call,
yes,
call. This is legendary. A god tier slow play.
You got to give him that tank check so he thinks you don't want him to bet. I mean, Simon's just always all in here, right?
Yeah, Simon's gonna bluff. M billion.
He can't wait to shove. Like this is like a dream spot.
Oh, wow.
How good is he?
Darwin is the GOAT, man. I thought he was going to put it in.
I'm so sad he didn't shove. The only logic I can think of there, and it actually did cross my mind on the river, is that like M billion's probably not shoving that much ace X and probably does land there with some. So I can see it. And also if he thinks maybe he's check shoving like an 8 on the flop, then he's very ace X heavy.
It's just, we've had some fun hands here. We've had some sections of the show that have not been super stimulating, but then we've seen some really, really fun moments that have been quite a treat. I thought Darwin was going to put it in there with the 10-5. I mean, what a legend.
Yeah, I mean, I totally see why. Like, I do think M billion has some ace high in his range, but dang.
Now, Darwin.
And like right there, when he limps small blind and big blind checks, like he's just at such a serious range advantage, and like the 8 high is a pretty good combo to try to win the pot with. So hopefully he continues to run pretty good.
Darwin is approaching the double zeros as well.
So this one's got to be a rip, right?
This should be like, yeah, this is.
M billion's not as short now. You're shorter now.
There it is. Finds the shove. Nice find. Nicola. The other, it's interesting. M billion has 9 minutes and 34 seconds, and both players are approaching the double zeros.
I wonder if that's like part of his strategy. He's like, these guys are going to be out of time. I'm going to be.
That's too funny. The players should be able to buy time with tournament chips. It should be some sort of transactional opportunity.
Wow. Look at you thinking outside the box.
Hey. If anyone's going to do something creative, GGPoker, innovative in terms of online poker, Very, very
That
innovative.
is the truth.
I love it. It's fun working with GG Poker. They're wild, like I am a little bit. There's a little sauce that comes with it. This is crazy. Am I losing my mind? Are we still three-handed? All three players are alive here, right? Nobody's busted. Although Jabber in the chat says, yes, the two fish have wasted their time bank. That means M Billion is the best player.
Come on, M Billion. Or he's not playing nearly enough hands. A little bit more likely, at least.
Goes for this third here, Nicola. Pedro says, hey, Camart, nice to see you. Hello, Pedro. Good to see you as well. Okay, Simon check calls. I think we're going to see a lead from Simon on
quarter
7. A third.
The problem with doing it on this particular board is you have so many weak hands. 8-9, Jack-9, maybe even 6-9, 5-6, 6-8. So like, oh, you went for a big sizing. Cool.
Big size on the lead. Very fun.
That makes way more sense than a small one. Because like if you lead small here, like every ace and king high continues.
Yeah.
So I didn't like a quarter lead. I wouldn't have thought of that at all. Leverages his whole stack, implies the threat on the river. Like that was great.
Oh, this
fold shove call.
This is a shove and a call.
Oh, for sure.
Ace 5 is ripping. And here it is. This is a big moment. Nicola, the
Timeout.
opportunity
Timeout.
of a lifetime here.
A 5's dead too.
Holding versus the ace. Oh my God, Darwin. Unbelievable. This pot is the entire tournament. It's the entire tournament right there.
Oh my lordy. My 500's looking so good right now. Oh my God.
Good game, Nicola. Was chip leader for a while. I thought they played really, really, really well overall. GG to Nicola. Fantastic showing there. Good game to Nicola. The theme of the final table is the worst hand wins every time. That continues as well. No justice.
The only thing I would like to see from Nicola is like, I think he overvalued the passing on small blind spots for Simon's button open because like based on everything we talked about, like isn't Simon's button frequency going to be way higher because of who's in the big blind? And so when he was the chip lead, I would have really liked to see him attack a lot more.
Absolutely.
But overall, I think he played fantastic.
There you go. See Darwin himself. Simon with the chip lead. Got the fresh cut going on. Feels strong. I don't know what C. Darwin looks like. I'm surprised. That's not what I pictured C. Darwin to look like.
Simon, I want to look him up again.
Is that, you got the right picture there? Look, double, I think that's the right pick.
So for ages, he didn't let anyone know like who he was in real life. And for years, no one knew what he looked like. Like I only knew because of a mutual relationship, even though I don't know him in person, but like someone he worked with Raise Your Edge is someone I worked with chip leader coaching. And so like I knew, but man, I don't think I've ever seen him in person.
Gotcha. And here we are. M Billion has a strong hill to climb, but unbelievable that M Billion is heads up here. Satellite winner, and you're heads up in the biggest online tournament on GG Poker. This is sick. Good game to Nicola. Can M Billion have some fight, perhaps? Couple hands go their way. The ultimate underdog.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to find a way to play more pots.
Mm-hmm. Especially heads up. Yeah, like the 7-4, the snap muck there.
And like Simon knows that like at 11 big blinds effective, like he might be limping considerably more, but against an opponent who's overfolding, then he's just going to be min raising everything. So like those adjustments from GTO, I think are just really, really good.
Dude, if I wanted to buy out of our fantasy bet right now, I mean, you have it not locked, but like it's looking really
like
good.
95% equity probably.
Yeah. Oh, this could be it. Ace-7 versus, or sorry, Ace-Queen versus King-7. No, snap folds.
No, that's not a good enough hand, bro.
9 blinds, heads up.
Okay.
Oh,
Ah,
it
he
can't
doesn't know
happen.
shoving ranges. Damn it.
If he's mucking the queen 6 on the button, it's just can't happen, right? It's just like not possible.
Oh yeah, I mean Darwin's all in, and we call.
Okay,
We got a shot.
Well,
Let's
we're all in
go.
with ace-6. We're all in with ace-6.
Wow, he raise folds it. How good is this guy?
Darwin is the
Like
best.
to raise fold that is just. That's so good, man.
High praise in the chat. Chance has been my favorite guest so far. Absolutely.
Thanks,
Here
Russell.
we go. Powerful elephant. Good showing. You can see 12.9K in total cashes on GG Poker. Here they are, heads up. Wow, this could be it. A shove and a call. M Billion. Here we go. Ace-7. Gets it in good. Gets it in good, M Billion. Needs to fade. 81% equity.
Okay.
Wow. Locked it up besides a chop. You're saying there's a chance.
I'm no longer 95%, I'll tell you that.
You're saying there's a chance.
Come on, M Billion, open it up. Start raising it up.
Oh, the queen deuce suited. The queen deuce suited.
Can't do
No. I mean,
do
I've
that.
never been heads up in the Super Billion final table. Oh, this is a good spot. If M Billion can win this flip. Come on. Oh, for the chip lead. Ace or 10. Come on. I'm so biased. Give him the 10.
10.
This is crazy. This is crazy. M Billion's on the verge of a chip lead.
Yes.
Come on, M Billion. This is unbelievable. Now, M Billion just needs to have a crazy aggressive strategy here, just to try to like.
No, you got it wrong. He needs to win another flip.
Like if he just shoved these spots, it would just be so good, you know, like just pre-flop, just shove it pre-flop. You can get it in. Oh, this is crazy. This is hilarious.
Actually, so in the LAPC main, the one just like a few weeks ago, there's 10 left, 2 tables of 5. I have like 155 big blinds at 6K.
Yep.
The guy on my immediate right has like 137 big blinds. Button limps, he completes. I check queen 8, and it comes queen 8 deuce 2 diamonds. Checks to the button who pots it for 24K. He calls. I make it 120.
Wow.
Because this guy just loves flush draws. Button actually folds diamonds, and he back raises to 380.
Wow.
Half his stack with 3-5 of diamonds.
You get it in, like, obviously.
Yeah, like I got it in there, but like I knew he had diamonds, and like I think I made the mistake of like getting it all in on the flop because like my turn equity distribution on a diamond's so poor. Turn equity distribution, for those of you that don't know, is my equity versus my opponent's range. And so like I should have just like got it in on the turn when it was like a brick, non-diamond. But like so he like wins. I'm down. I chip back up to like 23 big blinds. He raise calls the button versus my small blind 23 big blind jam with ace deuce off when I have king 10 and stacks me. Yeah, and so not about the bad beat, like who cares, but like it was really funny because like afterwards he was like, honestly, man, he's like, you're on my left. Maybe he didn't realize there was a redraw and one more player. He's like, I thought you were just going to chunk away, so I decided to gamble with you.
Hey,
and I was like, yeah, that's reasonable. And he ended up winning. Like it worked out for him.
Absolutely. So that you were in for like almost 300 big blinds, like 250 or something on the queen 8.
Oh yeah, it was a massive pot.
Huge pot.
It was like 1 point. I mean, it was a 300 big blind pot at 6K.
That is massive.
Yes, I mean, it was a fun tournament. It was really small, but like of 120 entries, I think 40 of them were satellite players, but not just satellite players. It was satellite people that qualified for the satellite by playing 100 hours in the previous 4 weeks. And so these people had no idea how to play tournaments, no idea how to play short stacks. I mean, it was just like an epic field.
It sounds
really,
like
really
an
fun
amazing dream.
Just get to play so many pots. I had an orbit or like a level where I lost aces to ace jack, 10s to 8-6 on 8 deuce 4 8-8. And then there was a third one that was equally bad, all in an orbit, and I still chipped up that level.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was just tournament. It was such a fun one.
That is really good. Blinds are up. Here we are. Heads up for the title. M Billion versus C Darwin. This is a David versus Goliath story, definitely. I mean, Simon has one of the highest accolades in online poker history, and then M Billion does not. But they're live. They have 7 million They've locked up $250,000, which could be life-changing money. Like they've locked up 259,000. This is.
We're just shoving the ace 10. Okay.
We just need it. We need
I mean,
one.
blinds are big, man. He just kind of has to run hot now.
Exactly. Okay. Oh, that's very bad.
No.
Darwin just.
I hate to see it.
This could be expensive. This could be all of it very easily, actually. Yeah, the snap raise.
Oh, God.
Simon's got the dream spot here. Good game. 2-outer. Needs a queen.
Overrun, brother.
Ah! 5% is 5%.
Diamond or spade.
Queen.
Damn.
It is not.
Good
The
run,
man,
bud.
the myth, the legend. C. Darwin is your champion. I mean, we got to give the standing O, essentially, you know, to M Billion there. Yeah, the people's champion, second place. What a fantastic result. 260K off of a satellite, but the man of the tournament, Simon, he really did well three-handed there in that marathon portion of the tournament. His name is C. Darwin. You guys know about him. Crusher, 331,000. And there you go. Wow, that was something, Chance. A couple people in the chat saying GG's. GG's, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Or lunch with the GG's, everybody else. Someone said, Chance has been my favorite guest. Chance and Kevin are awesome. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Chance,
Good team.
just like you do in the poker world, I think you crushed today. Thank you very much for coming on last minute. Final summary, final thoughts on this wild final table.
That was awesome. Like, hats off to M Billion. Like, he outlasted 7 of the elite in the poker world. It's really fun to watch. A lot of interesting stuff happened. I loved it.
It was very interesting. It kept me on the edge of the seats. That three-handed marathon session was pretty wild, but we had some explosive moments at the end. See, Darwin just gets the job done. He just makes it happen. Unbelievable. Chance, good luck in your live poker coming up. Good luck, with the daughter and the family, everything going on. There's a lot on your plate. I hope you continue to crush. If you guys enjoyed Chance's commentary, which I think you did, go follow on social media. I think Twitter is one of his main social media platforms.
I post a lot of stories on Instagram with my chip stacks and stuff. Occasionally I share some fun hands. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me. And I wish you continued success as well.
Hey, absolutely. Let's do it this year, man. Let's do it. Let's seize the moment. And people talk about poker as in it's past its prime. The golden years are over. I don't feel like that at all. I feel
pretty good right now.
Yeah, prime time is right now. So thank you very much for watching. If you guys can do me a favor before you go, just please thumbs up on this video, sub to the GG YouTube channel. And yeah, if you guys like poker, I'm streaming tomorrow. Come hang out on my stream as well. I play decently high stakes, not 10Ks, but we're up there. And we wish you all the best. We'll see you next Tuesday. Chance, you're a legend. Everybody, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.